Hello and welcome everyone to another exciting session of Platinum Watch. I am your ever-present Dungeon Master, Walkman and joining me as always are the real stars of my show. Going in no particular order, we have Zodiac Sec 19 playing Random Ishorm.
We're gonna have a good time.
Stormsage 13 playing Merrick Gilder.
Hello!
Red Beast 13 playing Ava Korak in disguise.
Hello! It is I.
And Vexdal 24 playing Yuza Peric.
Bye.
The Hawker Bridge will not be joining us tonight, so the role of Talasoon will be going to me. I have never played a Paladin before. Well, that's not true. I have played a Paladin before, so we'll see how this goes.
You hit and goose smite.
Whoops. What is going on with their hit points? Oh, I guess they've... Okay. Been updated.
They also do like 18 different things to every ally within 10 feet.
Yes. By the way, everyone can go ahead and heal up back to max if you're not already, because you had some time for long resting in your respective adventures. So, hello everyone. When last we left off, a lot of things happened individually. Normally, I'll hand it off to one of my players to go ahead and do the recap. This time, I'm just going to go ahead and handle it because we've had 3 separate sessions, essentially, where we did a bunch of different things. So, to just kind of, like, brief recap, Avok and Yuza went into the Tower of the Transmutation Principle to go ahead and crack the seal on it, as well as try and get their hands on anything that Kilkai has had, vis-a-vis knowledge, information, as well as whereabouts to Yuza's father. They went down to the bottom and found a vast hoard of magic items, as well as other things, knowledge, secrets, hidden rituals, blah, 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 blah. And in it, they also found one piece of information on how to go about combining the amulets of the principles, which, through consulting with the necromancy amulet they had, Yuza found out that Intavar had scattered the information amongst the 8 towers, basically meaning that 4 of the principal towers have the notes and 4 of them have the ciphers to crack the notes, meaning that no one person can have any control over the amulets at any given time. Then Merrick went deep into the Astral Sea to the lighthouse at the edge of Oblivion, met with the 12 Primordials, and gathered a great many boons from them in the coming war between himself, Eclipse, and the Maw, which he has brought back to the party and shared his bounty of resources that shall be divvied up at some later date. And then last but certainly not least, Tala and Rando went to the Kefren Islands to meet up with their sister Corian Milanis, the Pirate Queen, who offered an alliance between herself and the various nations that her siblings were allied with, which would essentially give a naval alliance between Varianus, Darius, and Volta against Kragzeet and Eclipse in the coming war. Soundly putting together essentially the largest navy this world has ever known. And yeah, I think that tackles everything that went on. So now we will be kind of like jumping around a bit as people wanted to do stuff. And additionally, we've got one big thing that is going to happen before the Clan Wars. I know last session I said be getting right into the Clan Wars. I lied. I do that a lot. I also tell the truth a lot, but no one seems to notice.
Or do you?
How do we know if you're not lying about that?
I've stated on multiple occasions that my life feels like the Jack Sparrow meme. Just you were telling the truth. I do that a lot, actually. Yeah, that's what my life feels like sometimes with Dungeons and Dragons. Is I tell the truth a lot.
I feel like that's at least every DM at least once in their career.
Yeah.
Platinum Watch has been my magnum opus in that, where I tell the truth a lot, and people and eventually it comes back up, and people are like, "No, he was what?" And I'm like, "Yes,
excellent,
do it." Yeah, it's great. My favorite thus far has just been the rando finding out that Trappa was his dad. That was pretty great.
Pretty
That,
nuts.
additionally,
Everyone kind of had an inkling of that one, except for that.
there was one that recently came up that I was really happy because I'd been sitting on that information for years. Oh, I'm trying to remember what it was.
Was it
Kank?
Camille?
Camilla Lafayette. Yeah. That was one.
Oh, yeah,
Camilla
yeah.
Lafayette.
I love how it's just me and me and Vex like wait that name's familiar. Wait,
And then,
Yearion?
yeah,
It's
it's
like,
just like,
Clanmoot?
was she always that? Yes, that was the that was the plan for years.
Which is hilarious, because I don't think Yuza's been in existence for years.
My favorite thing about
Well, I'd
Vex-
always plan. Well, I mean, Yuza's been around for. I think we've been doing.
Yeah, it's been several arcs, but it doesn't feel like years.
My favorite
it's-
thing
it's
about-
like a year and a half, or like almost 2 years since Yuza joined up. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's been so. Yeah, no, I think it's been 2 years.
You know what? We're
It's
gonna
the
we're gonna
Feywild.
check the date on the first
Feywild
Feywild
is when she
video.
joined.
my favorite thing about all this stuff about
been
like
playing
Vex
for 4
swapping
years.
characters so often is like Walker has had to quickly and sensibly write the new backstories into the main storyline without us even detecting any stitches, and it's been flawless every time.
I mean, we haven't even.
I wouldn't say flawless,
seen-
but thank you.
We
haven't
haven't
even-
noticed,
We haven't even seen Lunsport's backstory yet.
Here we go.
and we never will.
Well, except for that one time Rando swapped brains with
No,
him.
it's been 2 years. The first video with Yuza in it came up August 30th of 2020.
Yep,
Huh.
that's what I'm like. I'm pretty sure it's been 2 years because I was still at my other place.
So years is technically accurate. It's a very finite technicality.
Sorry, I'm going to try and mute if I cough again.
Oh, you're good.
I didn't hear. it.
I don't want to get into the recording.
Oh, okay. So yeah, let's get right into things that people wanted to do while we set up for the big old fight, the big old slugfest that's gonna happen. So let me first pull up something.
I'm fine with going second as long as somebody wants to go first.
I guess that is the question. Who would like to go first?
Buck's got like a small list of things.
I don't mind going first if no one else wants to.
The twins will battle for first.
Yeah, all right.
But I have claimed second.
We can do Merrick first. First off, I would say that like to answer your question, is it possible for Merrick to bring Ilum? Ilum was coming whether or not you wanted him to. Whether or not you bring forces is another thing. I think he can bring in a few, but
Yeah,
marching
not
in an
enough to-
army would be not okay.
Yeah, like not enough to seem like we're anticipating a fight, enough to be considered like a casual group, like just not enough to make it look like we're trying to
Escorts.
provoke anything. Yeah, escorts.
And then Shing I can do as a scene. I'm trying to decide if I want to do a scene with Ilum. My question is, what questions do you have for Ilum about Caengal? And that would kind of like help me determine if this needs to be a scene or if I could just cover it as info dump.
For Ilum, he wants to know like what's the land like, what are the customs, its people. Basically, if I'm not mistaken, Ilum's originally from that region.
Yeah, he is originally from Caengal, yeah.
So anything he can tell me to prepare myself on how I can attack that area diplomatically without stepping on any customs. Basically, yeah.
So yeah, I'll say that like as you travel to Xing, he agrees to accompany you just to like go over this with you. So I'll say that like on the teleport over, or like just before you all teleport over, he's just like, yeah, I can cover everything. Gist of it is that Caengal is really rigid in its tradition, but flexible in its approach to tradition, I guess. There's a big emphasis on family and loyalty in Caengal, and on strength, and on the merit of your word. Because to say something and not follow through on it is tantamount to throwing away your honor. Caengal's a very spiritual place. It's about people that can coexist with the land, not conquering it and not living under it. It's living alongside it. There are gates to the Feywild that open regularly in Caengal because it's just deeply connected to that spiritual plane, and Fey freely pass to and from the region without incident.
That sounds amazing.
It's something else. It's dangerous, for sure, but the people of Caengal are hardy and strong and of a keen enough mind, usually, that they can resist most tricks and temptations. But if they happen to fall for it, then, you know, you could end up in the Feywild for a while and then wander your way back out eventually. Caengal people aren't the type to go into the Feywild and die so easily. Any other questions you had about it? I mean, like, customs wise, like, there's not like a whole lot of emphasis on social protocol or etiquette. Just that when someone greets you, you greet them back, and usually it's oftentimes in times like this where it's mostly diplomacy, the heads of any clan are going to do the talking for the most part, and they'll consult with their advisors. But so if you bring along your entourage, you're going to be expected to be the speaker of that group. If other people speak up for you or your intentions, it's going to be seen as a sign of disrespect, and you're going to have to deal with that.
Gotcha. Walker, what was the, looking through my notes now, what was the name of the clan that we have to do dealings with?
So there are two, if I remember correctly. So Ergidland's the one that you've got your alliance with right now.
Yeah.
And then
I'm going through my notes right now.
and then I think
Omens, Primordials.
there's a lot of clans in Caengal, so I would just say that there's one that Camilla represents, that its name escapes me right now. I think Hawk was the one that had the notes on that. But there are a lot of
Clan
clans.
Clan Klugbrock, Klugbrocken. I don't know. My spelling for it is this. I'm putting it in a group chat. Like, that's the clan that I have in my notes. They claim to be joining.
Carebrock.
Klugbrock. Thank you.
It's not. There's no L. There's just Caerbroch.
Copy. Klugbrock.
Yeah. I don't know if that's the one that they're representing. Like I said, there's like, just for reference, there are 48 clans of Caengal. Like, there's a lot of them.
Gotcha.
And political alliances change very quickly. That's another thing that he lets you know, is like political alliances change very quickly in Caengal, and it's never necessarily a thing about war. Like, they can have issues or vendettas or like grudges against one another, but it's never something that's born out of like true malice. Like, there's never truly war held amongst the people. Like, most of the air quotes wars are more like border skirmishes. Mostly because like all clans of Caengal have sworn an allegiance to the High King, and any time that the High King needs them to mobilize for like true war or conflict, all the clans must be ready with their strongest warriors. So any skirmishes they have are usually just like land disputes, and just like, again, border skirmishes. Alliances change quickly just because clans will ally with each other for different reasons, either due to like resource allocation, to build better trade routes, territories. Like, the clans make and break alliances almost as quickly as the seasons change.
Gotcha.
But they're all considered more or less one big family, one big nation that serves a sole will.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that's what he gives you on Caengal.
Neat. I actually need to run to the restroom, unfortunately. If you want to jump to another player, feel free.
Yeah, for sure. So who wants to go next?
Go.
Okay.
That? Oh.
Actually, Zach, if you want to go ahead. I'm actually organizing my notes, so that's perfect.
Okay. I guess for me it is time.
Yes, it's Feywild
Go to the
time.
Feywilds.
All right. So first things
Time
first,
to go wild.
I do need to know, just so I can update your list, what debts you're cashing in and what debts you're absolving.
Okay. Let's see, because that one I believe is still. I always have the hardest time with these, I swear.
So, for the most part, you are owed favors. There's only
Yeah.
4 that you owe someone else.
Yeah, so let's repay my. Well, first I should probably be like, hey. Okay, so Rando is going to talk to all of the ones that owe him a favor, and I'm gonna try and get a very powerful weapon. We're gonna do that one, since it sounds like you're more than fine with either or.
Yeah.
All right.
So, question. So you said you're cashing in everyone that owes you favors. That means Twilight Court, Dawn Court, and Spring.
Yep. All of them.
All right, cool.
Whether they want to do this separately or together, that is their decision.
They can easily all meet at a point of your choosing, if you ask it of them.
But yeah, I'll give each of them the option. You know, I don't want to be like, haha, I have power over you. No, that's not what Rando does. I will give them the option.
You get a relatively quick turnaround. Like, from the Twilight Court, you easily get, like, since Nephion is the head of that, and, like, the Fae that you are also owed favors, like, are under him, easily says, like, yes, we will work with you on your favor, whatever it is you need of us. For Anael and Sproinga, they let you know that they are willing to hear out what you have to say and will decide if they throw their backing behind it.
Okay.
Anael has no issue with you. But seeing as you owe favors to the Wild Sun and the Fairy Queen, Lord Oberon has to remain neutral in your dealings. So she can't openly, like, declare that she's going to help you. She has to... It's a political thing. Whereas with Spronga, you don't have the best relationship with this person. So they're just like, I'll hear you out.
That's about it.
Because they don't want to help you, but they're part of the Spring Court, and the Spring Court's pretty on board with you, so...
Yeah. Them. This isn't the same rando we remember before.
Yeah, so they all meet up at... Nevion is cool hosting it within the domains of the Twilight Court. So using the Grove strides, you can easily get to Nefion's palace.
Yee.
And back, no problem. Having been to the outside section of his palace before, like, being inside his palace for the first time in a long time is different. His palace is inside the black gnarled roots of a mighty tree, with bats coming and going as his messengers, and as well as many wraiths and shades being his agents. As the kind of, like, guardian, like, he, as well as the Winter Court and Dawn Court, are kind of like the guardians, more or less, against the Unseelie Fae. So most of them have, like, positions on the border between the realm of the Unseelie and the Seelie. And so these roots are more or less, they spread from a great tree that is under the protection of the Summer Court, but Nefion guards the border.
Understandable.
And yeah, he's there along with all of his retainers, not just the Night Mother and Vivid Master. And then additionally, Sprionga is here. He is... I realized that I never got to, like, a lot of the Fae didn't get to get their moment.
Be introduced.
Yeah. Sprionga is a very tall, slender man, almost reminiscent of, like, a cross between, like, a Treant and a Eladrin.
Ooh.
With kind of, like, barky areas of his skin that bloom with various blossoms. He wears, like, a long robe of various pastel colors that are adorned with various, like, small flowers that are just now starting to bloom. And he has a very large and... what's the word for it? Impractical. That's the word I'm thinking of. A very large and impractical hat that looks just like a gigantic lotus blossom, basically just sitting on his head.
My guy, okay.
He knows what he's about.
Understandable.
And he's wearing, like, these very, like, despite having this, like, bright and vivid and, like, welcoming appearance, he's just got a permanent scowl on his face, with a set of, like, half-moon glasses. Anael, by comparison, is a lot nicer looking. She has almost, like, light bluish, like, an aquamarine, like, semi-translucent skin, and she's wearing a dress, made out of water that seems to move and shake as dewdrops kind of collect upon her hands and feet, around her neck and in her hair.
Nice.
And she is more or less, like, she has a feminine appearance, but she is more or less, like, genderless. As in, like, it's just, like, there's just flat surface.
Okay.
And then as for, like, the others that are in Nefion's court, a couple you've met, but these are your first times, like, actually seeing them. So Nefion is sitting atop his throne, which I've described him before. Big, like, bony white man, long bat ears, fangs, black eyes, long black robe. Sitting around him in 4 thrones are his attendants, and then there's one person who is standing at the foot of the steps leading up to his throne with like they seem to be like the scrivener of his court. So sitting up at the top, there is a woman in a long red dress, kind of pale skin, similar to Nephion. She is very much like appears like a traditional vampire, but she has fae-like features. So it's almost like what would happen if a dryad was infected with vampirism, is what you're looking at.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
And she is drinking blood out of a crystal chalice.
Oh.
Like red sclera, black eyes, long like black and red hair. The person at the bottom is the Lord of Undergrowth. He is this being covered in like it's like Cousin It, but he's just covered in moss, with these gigantic like Coke bottle lenses, and just no discernible features outside of that. He looks like he's just covered in like aging moss, so it's like that reddish orange color.
Yep.
In the other thrones up top, there is the Night Mother, who is this woman with like black alabaster skin with like pinpricks of starlight all across her body, and she's wearing a gown of like bluish purple material that looks like the night sky, and her eyes are also equally filled with stars and galaxies, while her hair is just the color of silver. There's the Vivid Master, who, he's kind of the essence of imperceptible. As he is a Lord of Illusions, more or less, like, it is, like, looking... In his true form, you're looking at more or less, a Eladrin man wearing a suit that is almost made out of mirrors. So, like, it's a 3-piece suit, but, like, it reflects everything around him. And his eyes as well are mirrors. And he has, like, bluish gray skin. And then the last one is the Waking Gaze, which is just a gigantic eye that floats. It's a giant bloodshot floating eye.
Whoa.
Welcome to
Rain
coming back.
Rain will be like, beholder. It's not a beholder. It's not a beholder. It's not a beholder. It's fine.
It's not a beholder. It is.
Yeah, no. It's
what
Rain
they
will be
were,
like,
it's what they were born from.
yo, what?
No, just kidding. Or am I?
Calm down there, Jack.
Flying continues.
See, this is why we have trust issues.
Yeah.
No, I do keep true to, like, D&D Beholder lore. I think there are definitely some myths about the Waking Gaze saying that it was the father of all beholders, but it's very much not true. In truth, the Waking Gaze is similar to the Vivid Master. It is a creature that hides itself with illusion. So, like, Rando would know that, like, the giant eye is it hiding itself. But its level of illusion casting is so high that no one has been able to break it in its various centuries of existing.
Nice.
So no one knows what it looks like outside of a giant floating eyeball. Sorry, giant floating bloodshot eyeball. I have to be very specific about that.
That's just unsettling.
Well, it's the Waking Gaze. Do you look good when you wake up in the morning?
Okay.
Fair argument.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, and they're all assembled here, and are willing to hear out your proposition.
My lords and ladies, and other fey beings.
The Waking Gaze just blinks in acknowledgement of your assessing it genderlessly.
I would like to, in hope, cash in some of the favors that, or all the favors that I have with all of you. I and my comrades are about to go into a great battle. And I am hoping that I can use the favors I have with all of you to obtain great either weapons or artifacts to assist me in this battle. And that is my humble request for all of you.
They.
Whether-
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I was just the last little bit tidbit is whether you all wish to work on this separately or together, I leave that in your hands. There you go.
They all convene for a quick minute. Mostly with themselves. They're not like convening all together because they're all separate courts. So Sprionga seems to like convene. He like goes over to like a standing pool of water that Nephion has here and makes a call. It seems to the Unicorn Maiden, who is the head of his court. Anil does the same, conjuring a rainbow of shimmering water droplets to commune with Lord Oberon. And the Twilight Court convenes amongst themselves. At the end of these convenings, Sprionga looks at you and goes, I, the Minister of Blossoms of the Spring Court, can offer my assistance to you and your organization in the form of one item pulled from the Unicorn Maiden's vaults of private magic items and rare artifacts. Whether it be your liking, I can either convene with you directly, your Inquisitor directly, or I could just meet with your artisans and arcanists to determine the best item to be pulled from the stores.
I'll bow and say whatever you think is wisest. Thank you.
The Anil of the Dawn Court says, we of the Dawn Court, not just myself, are willing to throw our support behind the Silver Dawn Inquisition and you specifically, as the winner of the Conclave of Courts. The only request posited by the Lord in Green, Lord Oberon, is that you pay back the favor you owe to the Wild Sun. Once that debt is cleared, your full cooperation shall be granted.
I'll bow again. That is understandable. Thank you.
And the Twilight Court, Nephion speaks up and says, as I've stated many times, balance must always be maintained, and you have been my greatest agent in achieving that. So, in order to preserve the balance of this world and not see it be thrown into chaos and fear, the Twilight Court throws its support behind you and shall absolve you of... shall pay back our favors tenfold. And he reaches into his robe and pulls out a small blue-silver stone that has these interlocking bands of iron that are wrapped around it, carved with ancient runes. And he passes it over to you and says, I believe this shall help you in the coming days in getting ahead of your enemies.
Ooh. Thank you, my lord.
And he and the rest of the Twilight Court bow to you.
Fuck, I don't deserve this.
You've worked hard. Take your dues.
You do deserve it. Fuck you.
I'll go ahead and remove the debts you owe, leaving what's left. So all that's left is the debts you actually do owe instead of the debts that are owed to you. With the exception of NIL, because you do have to pay back the Wild Sun in order to get the Dawn Court to help you.
Yep.
So yeah, for Speroingas, did you want to cash it now with him, have him meet with Merrick, or did you want to just send him on ahead to the Silver Dawn Keep and they can figure it out from there?
Whatever he thinks is wisest. That's essentially me saying DM's choice.
He's gonna go meet with your artificers.
Okay. My apparently famous sister.
That's Artisan, but he's gonna go meet with Thulnagan. That's who he's.
Oh,
going
fun.
So yeah, did you want to go ahead and pay back the Wild Sun now, or did you want to wait?
I'll let somebody else take over.
Okay, cool. Avok, I believe you had something you wanted to do?
Yeah.
And then we'll do some of Yuza's stuff that doesn't require the fight, and then we'll go back around again, and then we'll end with the fight.
That was good.
All right, so what is Avok wanting to get into?
He wants to look into if there's any stations that the Eyes of Truth have in where we're heading next, to see if he can make contact ahead of time, see what intel he can pull up.
Caengal?
Caengal, yes, thank you.
None.
Wow, there's no base of operation at all?
Nope.
Interesting.
There are bases in the allying country of Frigvarin, as you've met with some of them before, but there are none in Caengal.
Wow. Okay. Then I will write to Keeper 5.
Okay.
The note will say, Keeper 5. Heading to Caengal. Any advice on course of action? How do things look on the home front? I imagine he knows who I want to keep eyes on.
Keeper 5 responds with, Caengal has been closed to many other countries for years. Only bits of information drifts out of there, usually through contacts we have with the Fey courts. Current situation unknown. Locals are the only information source to be trusted. It follows up with saying, things on home front looking tense. The storm is brewing.
I will include a D question mark and let's see, where is he? And C question mark, which in our notes is code for the Vigilant and the Watcher.
He writes back that Vigilant has been busy with troop deployments and stationings in and around the capital. When forces were pulled back from border, Court of 24 took care of maintaining border defenses. Platinum Watch now serves as enforcers of policy in the Underdark, as well as town guard and garrison along edges of Platinum City. Peacekeeping operations in other kingdoms kept to minimum. Only disputes that require our attention. Everything else left to Court of 24.
So they're kind of hunkering down in the city, it seems.
More or less, yeah. The only times it seems like they're heading out to other kingdoms in Volta is if it's a dispute that the Court of 24 can't handle. Either due to the complexity of it or due to the fact that they have other things they need to concern themselves with. Platinum Watch has now more or less become like in order to allow for the Court of 24 to take more of a present stance in the defense of Volta, it seems more like Platinum Watch has been relegated to just defending the city.
Yeah.
And doing stuff in the Underdark.
Ivok will bring this information up to the group when we convene. And I'll make sure to write back, thank you. Watcher 13 out for now. We'll keep you posted.
Okay.
And the only other thing he wants to do is he wants to stop by the Demi Plane and pick up one of the magic items he used to use. He's considering giving the Chasm his Ring of Non-Detection. His Ring of Free Movement, I should say.
Gotcha. Additionally, Janice does write back, with information provided by you in regards to, God, I keep forgetting his name. Galleon? I want to say Galleon. The Yuza's dad.
Yeah.
It says, leads have turned up, and information discovered. Nothing concrete as to location or acquisition, but information in regards to past research has been unearthed. Will pass along to Divination Principal as soon as able. And it also says, congratulations on your promotion.
Motion.
And then it lists your new call sign. You have jumped up 2 ranks. You are now Seeker 13.
Oh shit!
Okay, but how much does it pay?
It's non-profit.
No, that's the real question at this point.
It's all Avok funds his own shit.
Every member of the Eyes of Truth funds their own shit.
It's like being
Yeah.
a military general back in like the Napoleonic Wars.
Oh,
You
that-
fund your
Well,
own shit.
Red, considering what we found in the tower, Avon can certainly fund quite a bit now.
Damn right.
Yeah, goddamn right.
The one problem about using OneNote is apparently it can go out of sync, and I can't update my fucking notes anymore. So I'm just going to write down in a private message that I have been promoted and pin it.
So, speaking of, as we move into Vexacene, I'll go ahead and pass along the information that Avok was going to get to you.
Sounds good.
And then, additionally, you let me know which of your objectives you want to try and tackle for now before we do the Ambush the Principal plan. So the information that gets passed along with you is actually super useful to you right now, and that is you are given a Eyes of Truth courier comes through under the tunnels into the undermarket of Yearion and brings you a small device. It appears to be like a locket that is shaped like a set of like interlocking gears, with a blue like arcane gem locked within it. And he passes along the information that if you move the vase off the table in the first room of your tower, like the entry room, and place the amulet in the center of the table, it will pull up a map of the entire tower, showing you where all the rooms are, including the ones that are changing presently, which will, similar to the transmutation tower, allow you to map out and chart the divination tower.
Hey guys, we got the mini map.
Vex, hey guys, I got the map and compass. Now all we need is the boss key.
Beautiful.
But yeah. So if you go back to your tower and pop that in, you will have access to the map, which will help you find the notes you're looking for.
Hey.
As well as a lot of other rooms you haven't been able to go to.
Anything particularly interesting about these rooms, or is it just more illusion shit?
I'd say like there are some rooms that are like just illusion shit, as well as like just like other random rooms. There are 4 rooms that catch your attention.
Hey, there was a dragon room. Oh,
So-
wait,
so-
no,
so-
it's fake.
So the first is obviously Principal's study chambers. So even though you have like your own study, obviously you
I had to change a room.
yeah you had to move a room.
Enchantment in one room, and I was like, no, I gotta use this for an office out of here.
Yeah, so you found the real office. The other room that catches your eye is experiment room. Another room that catches your attention is let's see, spell vault. And the last room that catches your attention is workbench.
Honestly, just because it's an outlier, I want to go to the workbench.
Yeah, you go to workbench. Inside this room are a lot of ancient crafting tools. Most of them seem to be made of like either iron or mithril, like various like older rare metals. Iron's not necessarily rare, but like having it in its pure form is relatively like hard to do. Along with a lot of other magical apparatus. And from the instructions that are carved into the table in Draconic, you find out that this room is for crafting the illusions within the tower itself. So you can actually change them or alter them or make whole new rooms from the workbench. So you could literally just make a room that like...
My god, this is the haunted house.
Yeah. And this is where all the magic happens, literally.
That's good. That's good to know.
There are additionally schematics from previous principals on rooms that either didn't work out or like were just scrapped or never worked on. One of them being one that's just called let me see here. Here we go. Pudding slime, which is that it was supposed to be a room full of slimes and gelatinous cubes that look like various flavors of pudding. So there was like a tapioca cube and like a butterscotch slime. And they were supposed to be like illusions, but they would have like the aroma and like if they hit you, like the almost the taste of the specific puddings, but it was scrapped due to being an asinine idea. your dad had one too, which was just called temperature room, where the room was supposed to progressively like get colder, and like it would have illusions of ice over like all of the things you needed to operate. The only issue that he was having with that specific room is that the ice was again all illusory, so people could just reach through it and operate the mechanisms to get out. And he was having trouble figuring out how to create the illusion of temperature dropping and the illusion of ice while also putting in real ice and real temperature dropping, because the room would have to be maintained at a temperature where the ice could last.
Yeah.
And he's like, this is more work than it's worth in the payoff of things, so he scrapped it.
Multiple principles. Does that mean this chronologues other divination principles, or is this like Kelkai is it Devar?
There are other divination principles before Galleon, yeah. There are a total of 5 before you. Galleon being one of those.
The Galleon was the 4th.
He was the 5th.
Correct, 5 before me.
Yeah, he was the
6th.
5th.
I'm the 6th.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That being said, there are like notes from before the principal system was formed, about just like other illusion things that were being worked on in the workshop. Some of them again like are useful, others are just kind of dumb. So it's just a matter of sorting through them all.
Before this was the Divination Wizard's Tower, this was just the Illusions Workshop.
Yeah, this was just the Illusionist's Workshop, where all the illusion, the entry-level illusion wizards would just gather. And, well, technically it was entry-level illusion wizards and divination wizards, because illusion and divination, and I'll say as well, like, if you, because inevitably you're going to go there. If you go to the divination principles, like, study, there are notes that, like, in olden times, like, the city of Yearion and the city, like, where Alluria's family is, the cities of illusion and divination, have always had a steady rivalry and friendship, because they have constantly tried to one-up each other over the years. The idea of building an illusion that divination wizards can't see through has been the driving force for illusionists, and divination wizards, being seekers of truth, always are trying to find a way to break through the illusions.
Okay.
So it's been fun.
Okay. What's that? Oh, Spell Vault, you said, was the last one?
Yeah, Spell Vault. So you arrive in the Spell Vault, and there was Experiment Chamber and then Spell Vault are the only 2 rooms that you haven't gone to. Because the office is just like, it's where Galleon slept. There's all of his notes are there, as well as historical records on the tower and the city around it.
Is this also a bed of true rest?
No.
Okay. I don't know what
It
that means.
seems to just be a Kilkias thing. You could cast Identify on it.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay, cool.
A bed pops up in Detect Magic. Well, that's weird.
Here we go.
Hold on, what's the bed of true rest do again?
That's what he's about to tell me.
Oh.
I'll just say it instead of like typing it. Cause I will type it for later, just because it'll be easier. But for now, I'll just say what it does. So the Bed of True Rest, what it is designed to do is that the person who sleeps in it gains the benefits of a long rest in less time. So they can sleep in the bed for half the time it would take for a long rest, and they will receive the benefits, including everything that would normally come with it, including shuffling one's spells, abilities, blah, blah, blah. The other benefit of the Bed of True Rest is that everyone in the vicinity of about 30 feet gains the benefits of the highest level of Song of Rest available. for either short or long rests. Additionally, the person in the bed can choose to cast the spell Astral Projection, and send themselves as well as anybody in their vicinity into the astral sea. Even while exploring within the astral sea and like doing whatever, when you inevitably return to your bodies, you do still gain the benefits of a long rest.
Oh.
So it was basically Kilkai's
What
way of...
sleepovers was he having?
The man had to keep up with what was going on in the astral sea. He's a Gith. He's a Gith. He had to keep up with his family.
Yeah, I get all of that. All of that makes sense. It's just the 30-foot range that's weird to me.
Maybe he wanted to bring along some students, give them a learning experience firsthand. You don't know his life. You ended it.
Don't. And I'll never get there.
It's okay. It wasn't that important. He didn't have that great of sleepovers. The man would pass out fucking those like rice cake things as like a snack. Not that those are necessarily bad, but to me they just kind of taste like edible styrofoam, and they're not really my bag. So that's why
Gotcha.
That's why they make the shittiest sleepover gift.
Gotcha. Okay.
Man couldn't even
I took that.
Man couldn't even spring for Doritos.
I would have to invent Doritos, to be fair.
I never said they didn't exist.
Do Cheetos exist?
Y'all haven't looked.
Are we concerned about like the lyrics in whatever the bot is playing?
Oh.
Let's keep talking, so less likely to get copyrighted.
Yeah, I
Keep
just
talking.
noticed it. So
Just keep talking.
I'll just keep
No big
talking
deal.
until we get a chance to change it, if that's a concern.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I can't hurt.
There we go.
That's fine. I can always mute that segment of the song. I didn't know that was in there. That's fine. It's whatever.
Good catch, bro.
Anyway. Spell Vault just has it's just a vault of spell scrolls that contain spells that you can transcribe into your spellbook. There's not a whole lot in here at the moment. There's maybe like 12 scrolls. But it is a great place
One
for
of
you
them's
to...
wish.
No. But it is a great place to store like any spell scrolls that Yuza decides to make.
Like, how secure does this vault seem?
It seems like it has been plundered before, but that doesn't mean it hasn't been hard to find. And additionally, since you're meant to be here, it doesn't seem to be attacking you. But it, like a cursory glance and like some investigation, if you'd like to, will reveal the trap systems that it has. So you can make either an investigation or a perception if you want to learn what traps this thing has.
I think we all know what I'm rolling. Where should you go? Here it is. Eat into the background sometimes. It's minimized. That would be investigation. Where's investigation? 20.
Cool. So you're standing in a mimic hive.
Huh.
So every shelf, cabinet, and other thing that is containing scrolls in this area are all mimics. However, there is a control device over the entrance of the door that does recognize the amulet of the divination principle. So anyone wearing that amulet is safe to pull out scrolls and return them at their own free will. Anyone that attempts to steal will potentially be eaten.
Eric, you want to check out a vault?
Yeah, sure, why not? It sounds harmless.
Just go in there. It's on the top shelf. I can't reach it.
Yeah, sure. Let me just. What the fuck? Get off me!
What do you mean you can't reach it? You have wings. Oh my god!
The sound of like flesh squishing and wood cracking is heard.
You hear? I have more hit points than you. Cause he just like fights to fight.
What does that even mean?
Eventually, with a whimper, it concedes.
Merc leaves like.
Got it.
Yeah, Yuza, do not go in there. You will not believe what just happened.
How bad could it be? Wasn't like a horde of mimics or anything?
No, that's the crazy thing. It was.
This I have to see.
By the I would say like 100% like if this is like a prank that Yuza does, which is like this I have to see. When you walk in, it's 100% return to the way it was.
What the fuck?
Looks fun.
But
I...
It just like walks over, like grabs a scroll off the shelf, and is like,
I need to lay down.
by the way, Merrick does. By the way, if this is actually a scene that is playing out, like Merrick, you do have a spell scroll in your hand.
Cool.
Oh, yeah, actually.
I just love the concept of Milk being the one of us with the most hit points, so we just throw him into bullshit scenarios just to test what will kill him, because so far 2 houses have failed. Oh, wait, does this count as house number 3?
I mean, to be fair, I haven't had a chance to upgrade this yet.
It's furniture, so it's technically it's like Diet House.
Yeah, it's the minions of a house.
Yeah, I can already tell you one trap I'm adding here is a golden scroll encased. Is also a mimic.
Oh yeah, no.
Scroll that
I mean, if you wait long enough, yeah, like the mimics will produce a mimic queen that you can.
What's the scroll that I now have?
It's a 7th level illusory dragon.
Oh my god!
So it was worth it. This is just...
Okay, so just taking a glance, what are the 12 spells in here?
The 12 spells in here.
I'm sorry, 11 spells in here.
Right. So let me go ahead and pull up my list of what we got. They are all wizard spells, mind you. They're not like...
Yeah, these were made by wizards.
I
guess they could be scavenged.
So there's not like a whole lot. You've got 3 first levels in the form of Frost Fingers, Mage Armor, and Silent Image. You have the 2nd level Divination Augury as well as Borrowed Knowledge.
Ooh.
Then you have Clairvoyance and Feign Death. Let's see, we're up to 7. Then you have, let's see here, Dimension Door, Cloud Kill, Arcane Gate, as well as Eye Bite. So let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Traffic with his own medicine.
10. Then of course there was Illusory Dragon. Oh, that's an 8th level. Whoops, my bad.
Yeah.
And then the 7th level spell, Mirage Arcane.
Mirage Arcane is pretty good.
No 9th level spells, sadly. Maybe next time.
Fair, just keeping the Illusory Dragon.
No, I can't cast it.
Sorry, I was curious.
No, Merrick is handing it a Yuza here. I don't know how I would even begin to use this.
Honestly, surprised you could tell what this was.
I had to knock in and tell me.
I made a quick cell phone call and said, and I held up the sending stone so you can look at it.
There's a squiggly line, and there's there's 8 rings.
There's this weird T that looks like a J, but also a D.
Yeah, there is an arcane, so I can't use this? Okay, thanks, bye.
There's a rune that looks like draconic, and it's inverted, and it... What? Yeah, I guess it does kind of look like, a donut. Why? Well, I don't know how a donut could be inverted.
That's fucking canon now. I love the idea that Merrick is magic illiterates.
They just finally tell you the name of it. You mean it's a fake dragon?
Yeah. Why would I need a fake dragon?
What do you mean it can breathe real fire?
Okay, yeah. I'm just gonna give this to Yuza, because no one will evolve his power.
Guys, here's the thing. With the illusionist pendant, that would be a real dragon.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't have a soul, but...
Yeah, it would also take me a while.
Yeah.
Being a person is one thing, making it a fucking dragon is another.
So yeah, I'm giving that scroll back to you, Yuza.
Okay, I'll add that to my spell list. You love that spell. It is a spell I rarely ever get to use. I will be making
Now's your shot.
Here. Yeah, now's my shot.
I just found it recently.
I love that spell. It was one of the first spells I fell in love with in D&D.
Yeah.
Dimension Door was that for me.
I was, by the way, 100% like in Ardaith last session, like during the fight during Karagan Krieg, I was trying to like conserve my spell slots because I did want to use Illusory Dragon. There just wasn't a good time.
Yeah, that was there was a lot in that fight. Like,
yeah. Anyway,
I'm excited. I'm excited for you guys to figure out more about that.
Is there anything else Yuza would like to explore in the tower, or anything that you would like to do off of your list of things? Chamber. All right. I guess you've earned it.
Oh, it's on the maps. Yeah.
So you go to the experiment chamber.
Yuza is absolutely the person to 100% complete.
You go into the experiment chamber, and it is exactly what it sounds like. It is full of the same glass tubes and fluid that you yourself awoke in. There are no creatures living inside these tubes, but there is a wide slew of notes about Intivar's cloning experiment. Or at least what hasn't been burned, I should say.
How many containers?
They span the entire length of the room. These are not like numbered, by the way. These are not like housing chambers, or this isn't like where they kept the experiments before like offing them. This is more like this was intended for a lot of them. But there are 22 chambers. There's 11 on each side.
And Yuza's just gonna... First off, she's gonna take a seat in the air and just get that in. Okay. And into the notes.
So what is remaining that isn't burned? Because again, like there are scorch marks.
I need mending!
There's scorch marks all throughout this room. Surprisingly, none of the vials are shattered, but yeah. So what is remaining that isn't burned states more or less what you know, that it was an experiment designed to create artificial humans. Well, not humans specifically, but it was designed to create artificial life, complete with an artificial soul. So it was more like the clone spell had been invented and figured out. Intivar was trying to find a way to fully utilize it, rather than as a fallback for a necromancer to evade death. She was looking for a way to actually create life. Like, to actually clone a life form and give it breath and life and agency against the gods. And so there are the main things that draw your attention are first off the fact that there is one document that you can mostly read that has the list of subjects on it, as well as like each of them has a code name. There are only 11 that are legible though, as the rest of it's just kind of like either burned away or covered in soot that obscures the name.
Assume 1 through 11.
No, it's a mix on both sides. So you've got numbers 5 through 8, and then let's see, it's
The important one is my number here.
yes. So numbers 13 and 14 are on here, and then the last ones that are on here are the final 5. So 22, 21, 20, 19, and 18. So 5 was called Fluke. 6 was just like 6 was just referred to as experiment.
We're running out of interesting names, right? At 6.
Yeah, 7 was referred to as threshold. And 8 was referred to as soul. The words SOUL. It's not SOL.
Okay, I'm noticing a pattern.
These are all just nicknames. Like, these are more or less like what the experiment was intended to do or the result of it.
Yeah.
So you assume that 1 through 4 were probably just called like failure, failure 1, failure 2, failure 3, seeing as 5 was called fluke.
I don't know how we did it, but it worked.
Let's keep rolling. Number 13, your number, was deemed Arcanum.
Arcanum.
Number 14 was Knowledge.
They learned something from that one.
And then the last 5, number 18 is deemed, let's see here. Number 18 is deemed Regent. Number 19 is deemed Simulacrum. 20 is deemed Near Perfect. 21 is deemed Soul 2. And number 22 is deemed Replica.
Mm. Got real fucking close at the very least. What was I called? Arcanum. Hmm. Questions for later.
Yeah, you can always come back with mending.
Or this is an idea. So Tower has somewhat of a awareness to it.
Mm-hmm.
then it likes fucking with the runes, even though I have the fucking amulet. So now that I actually have access to its control switch, could I access its awareness to use the illusion to program the illusion to reenact what happened in here, the burning?
Yes. Okay. So, specifically going for the burning, you see the room as it is, more or less like an illusion played over it. There are various like notes and things on the desk. And the room is more or less empty, with exception of like some subjects floating in the tanks that are currently empty.
Yeah, interesting question. What number are we up to at this point?
You can see that subjects 19 through 22 are still in their tanks. So it seems they are running concurrent experiments at the moment.
Are they fully developed or still growing?
19 is the closest. 22 is still growing.
Okay, I just want to memorize what that looks like. Or do they all just look like me?
They don't, actually. Each one seems to be different. The one that looks closest to you, or I should say Intivar, are 21 and 22. 20 and 19 both look different. 19 actually looks closer to Galleon. And 20 looks kind of like a hybrid between between Galleon and Intivar. And yeah, so the room is relatively empty, with the exception of them and the notes. Galleon bursts in through the front door, and rushes hurriedly over to the experiment notes, and begins burning what you assume to be the most important notes first, and he is doing his best to attempt to ensure that there is no way they can be recovered. And then through the front door comes Intivar, as well as a few other casters that attempt to stop him by launching attacks through the area, which he is doing his best to deflect and stop, which is what causes the scorch marks across the area. And you find that what ends up ceasing their attacks, more or less, is two things. First, he deflects a blast in order to protect himself, and it hits the tank of 19. It doesn't blow up the tank, but it does kill the subject, like, instantly. And so Intivar shouts for all the wizards to hold their fire, and they cease, and Galleon holds his defense. Once he's finished burning most of the notes, realizing that he kind of has no way out, he attempts to open he attempts to use the spell Demiplane, and you can see beyond the portal what looks like your Demiplane. And as he is attempting to move through it, that's when Intivar jumps him with the full force of all of them, concentrating their fire in an attempt to, if they can't stop him, kill him. And he does his best to block this, but it's too much oncoming damage. So what he does instead is consigns himself to deflecting as much as he can, and instead makes a gamble. You watch as he rips his necklace off and throws it through the demiplane, and then shuts it. And then as, like, he is taking this damage, he seals it. Essentially using arcane energy to cut its connection with the material plane, basically untethering it, and making it impossible to access outside of from within or through him. And Intivar shouts angrily before he collapses. Yeah, that's what you find by replaying the room.
Okay, just wanna like Doctor Strange using the Time Stone. Twist that in reverse slowly. When he opens it, and when he opens the portal, and I assume I'm in there.
Yeah, you are.
I'm just pausing it at certain points. Okay, then backtrack to he was burning the notes. Did I make out any of the notes before he lights them ablaze?
Yeah, for sure. What are you specifically looking like? Go ahead and actually roll me an investigation check, and let me know what you're looking for.
Okay. I am looking for the I guess I'm looking for the I'm not sure what would be included here.
I will say this: it is the full notes on the project.
Okay, then the end goal, like what they plan to do with a successful body. Yes.
Okay. The project parameters, or at least project objective, was to, as stated before, create an artificial human. So their goal was essentially to create basically a workforce of replicated people under subservient control that could serve as either soldiers, artisans, craftsmen, workers, laborers, or even arcanists to do set design tasks. They were basically, their end goal was building a race of basically subservient people that would serve their whims. In first rebuilding Cragseat, and then the next stages of the there were two stages of the final project. The next was to eliminate key leaders in other countries that were considered enemies, and then have them replaced, so that they could serve the whims of the principals in Eclipse. And then the next stage beyond that was more of an Intivar personal project, which was that if Eclipse was found not to be trusted, to begin killing their leadership and then replacing them as well.
I see. Elysia wasn't all evil. I think I lost that D20. Okay.
Yeah, she was planning. She was planning. Get that along,
Scandals.
dude.
Okay.
Listen, Intivar may be evil by society's standards, but she's a pragmatist first and foremost.
Okay. Also interested to know why I was named Arcadium, and 2, why I was deemed a failure.
So Arcanum, the reason you were named Arcanum is that the goal was, like I said, to create humans with artificial souls. They couldn't get an artificial soul to bond with you, essentially. Because the goal of your cloning was that you were the first clone that they created with the capacity for magic, basically with like the internal like circuitries and systems required to cast or practice like the innate gift of magic. The reason you were deemed a failure is because they could not bond a soul to you. They could control you through magical means, but like you were essentially a husk. You had no autonomy or will, and so like you could be commanded, but you could not understand anything you were being commanded to do. So you could replicate things like spells you'd seen and things like that, but you could not develop spells or do research, which was
I was a construct.
Mm-hmm.
I was a flesh construct.
Pretty much.
What changed?
That's not in the notes.
Also,
Yeah,
welcome,
okay.
Hawk.
Well, if you remember, Galleon hid you, so...
Yeah, I know.
I will say...
Wait, does that mean
yes, also welcome, Hawk.
there's just one container missing?
No, I mean, it was replaced.
Okay.
Yeah.
You said none of the ones in here currently have anything in them.
Correct. And I will say this, if you end up going, finding the cipher and going through Galleon's notes, you may end up finding why you were, what changed. Yeah!
Well, I don't think you can hit me with another whammy, and yet you do.
I mean, I like to keep it interesting.
As you do it. Do it.
But yeah, the other thing you were looking for was what exactly? It was Arcanum, and then why you were a failure, and then I forgot the other one.
I think that was it.
All right. Also,
I was very torn on whether or not she wants to keep this room.
welcome back, Hawk.
Come on.
So yeah, anything else you want to do? Otherwise, I'm gonna move on to Merrick.
She's gonna look at the cipher, but that's about it.
All right. All right. Real quick.
Although I'll tell you honestly, I'm on the verge of message on. You know when you're really pissed off and you text the person that you're really pissed off at?
Yeah, you're just like, hey, Intivar, fuck you.
Yes, it's very close.
I mean, you know,
To making a horrible mistake.
if you can get Aluria to clear out, you know, his stuff, you might be able to find one of the ciphers. Who knows? You also still have to go through the Necromancy Tower again, just to make sure you didn't miss anything. That's a fun one. I've really liked that dungeon.
Oh man, I've cleared that dungeon.
I mean, yeah, you've cleared that dungeon, but you could just go through and I can tell you what was in it.
Sure, why not?
It was a lot of fun.
Throw Merrick in that dungeon too.
Yeah, I think that's what we're doing now. Merrick is going on the principal tour.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm sure
I mean,
nothing
we-
dangerous down this. Ah!
I mean, yeah, we have to throw him down the shaft. It turns meters. You know that scene from Spy Kids 2 where they're just falling infinitely?
Oh yeah, I would. Yeah, we need to put him in that one.
It is a fact that I had watched a video on it, and then everyone references it now.
Yeah, it's
Just love it when that
it's a
happens.
memorable scene.
The Matrix be like.
So Merrick. Oh, sorry. You were gonna say something, Hawk?
No, I was gonna make a dumb joke.
Oh, you can make a joke. We're kind of in an
Yeah.
intermission period.
Nah, moment's passed.
Oh.
If Hawk has anything he wants to do first, like, I can wait.
Yeah, for sure.
I honestly haven't. Like, I did not know we had a game tonight. I didn't. I have no idea where we're at. So
So
trying-
we were gonna go into Clan Wars, but I decided to pause just real quick to handle any stuff that anyone wanted to do in the 2-week time skip between, ending the Prison of Memories and going into the Clan Wars. So people have just been kind of like tackling like stuff they like, just minor stuff they want to do, gathering lore and scraps and things like that. Just gearing up for the final fight, basically.
okay. I honestly can't think of anything right now that Talon needs to do.
I gotcha.
Okay. In that case, the only thing Merrick has left on his itinerary is head over to Xing, just train with them for a little bit, maybe pick up a new sword while he's out, collect a katana.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah.
like the
I
wall-
get it.
Be a mall ninja.
Fine. Katana Merrick. Yeah, so 100%. Arriving in Xing. So again, specifically, like, Xing doesn't necessarily exist anymore. The citizens of that empire have moved into a region known as the Far Isles, which is a group of islands on the backs of gigantic sea dragons. That moves around a lot. So finding them is kind of the hard part, but luckily they follow migratory patterns, and if you contacted them, they would have no trouble telling you where they are, and teleportation would be easy. But yeah, it's a very lovely place. It's mostly like a kind of tropical and temperate environment. Kind of, I guess the best way to, because the Far Isles was a domain I designed based on, my idea essentially was like make Japan on the backs of like lion turtles from Avatar.
Oh my god, yes.
Except over time I realized that, like, due to the just nature of the turtles as well as the migratory patterns, that climates would change. And additionally, like, depending on elemental interference and magical interference, like, things could be weird on islands. So I ended up just making them like One Piece islands, where each one has its own climate and like shit going on, but they all share a similar culture, unlike One Piece.
Gotcha.
So there's like a snow island. There's like a where it's like constantly winter. There's an island where it's just like pleasantly fall all the time. Like they don't always follow the same seasons, but they have like weather patterns. There's like a tsunami island. Like it's wild.
Gotcha.
So yeah, as far as training goes, the samurai of Xing have a variety of martial disciplines that they follow that you can pick up. And additionally, depending on where the samurai is from, like which island, also depends on their fighting style, because they can be accustomed to different levels of combat. Those from like the Rain and Tsunami Islands are used to having more or less like no footing because of the slick nature of the environment, so a lot of their swordplay and fighting styles involve rooted stances with quick changes in mobility. So as they're used to kind of like slipping and sliding, they're used to kind of like either being planted or having their intended target of mobility not be there. And it's a lot of fluid movement as well.
Cool.
volcanic islands, you've got a lot of like strong strikes, not necessarily a big focus on defense, and typically lighter armored combatants just because of the heat of the area. So yeah, a lot of your training would be essentially you would be on an island for maybe a day, train with its warriors, then move on to the next.
Gotcha.
But it's I'd say it's probably like a pretty good time for Merrick because you wake up, you greet the day, you socialize and have a good breakfast, you train basically for hours during the afternoon, and then in the evening you're treated to a nice dinner before getting shipped off to the next island.
Yeah, sounds good.
Did you actually want to commission a katana while you're there, or was that just a joke?
I was 80% joking. If that's actually something that's going to that's something that annoys you, don't worry about it.
I just kind of like the fact that we've just got new Merrick art and design with a new sword, so I don't want to have to be like, "Hey, Nyla, can we get a katana?"
Oh yeah. It's very much. It's just a joke. Don't worry about it.
You can have one as like a decorative piece. I'm not gonna give you.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Laughing Huts.
Merrick can put one in his office as like a decorative piece, and if he wants to go back in the epilogue and get a real one, then sure. But for now, I'm not.
He is Mall Ninja. Like I said, it's just a wall hanger.
It's a symbol of your diplomatic unity.
Yeah.
I will say it's you probably you do get like a very decorative, like ornate sword that's like a diplomatic piece more than anything else.
Gotcha. That's fine.
But yeah, I guess we'll move on to Rando again with the settling of debts. Unless Zach is dead. Oh no,
Yep,
Zach's
I'm
alive.
here. I'm alive.
So yeah,
All right.
the
How we
Wild
doing
Sun. It's gonna be a couple of checks, buddy.
Okay, whose dick am I punching? Or sucking? I don't know.
Feywild.
Yo, that's pretty wild.
All of them.
Yo, I love how those were his two options.
Anyway.
I feel like those are two fair options, though.
So the Wild Sun asks you for a very, very simple favor.
Okay.
He would like a horse.
I mean, what kind of horse?
Avok.
He thinks for a second. He's like, I guess if I'm going with a horse, the one I would like is one that you can ride with hooves.
Okay, yeah, I could do that.
By the way, the Wild Sun does look like a satyr, so he does have like little goat leggies. So he's asking for a horse that he could ride.
I mean, technically he could ride any. If you just need the proper saddle.
Anna, you're gonna steal him, little Sebastian.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I definitely thought of getting like a little pony. I legitimately thought that as soon as I'm like,
you could say it's his little pony.
yeah, but it's not mine.
Yeah,
But
it's
is it magical?
I mean, does it believe in friendship?
Especially only if it has friendship.
Does it have a tattoo on its butt?
I want to make it clear when this episode goes up, I'm gonna show this clip to my fiance, and she's gonna fucking either love me or hate me. We're gonna find out.
I mean,
Probably love me for it because this is being referenced so much right now.
I mean, listen, friendship is magic, all right?
But question, will the horse have a very annoying looking birthmark?
Will it have a colorful mane and fur?
Anyway, let's continue.
Will people online get very creepy about it?
We can stop now.
Okay. Moving on. So yeah, he just asks you to get him a horse.
Okay. So I'm assuming nature? Survival?
Just an animal handling check, depending on where you're going to get the horse.
I'm assuming I'm just... what if I just go buy a horse? It's like, I have the money.
It's also an option.
How much is a horse?
Are you looking
these
for
days?
a draft horse or a riding horse?
I'm assuming a riding horse.
Let's see. A riding horse. Nope, that's the stat blocks for one. I need how much it costs.
75 gold.
Thank
Really?
you. Yep.
That's it?
I've had to do that in my other game.
Yeah, 75 gold pieces for a riding horse.
Damn, I kind of wish I just rolled animal handling to find one, because that would have been a 21. Fuck.
Question though.
Oh, whatever.
I mean, I gave you the options.
Yeah.
What if you
But-
what if you found him a wild horse though, and it wasn't broken and or tamed, and it just bucks him and kills him?
Okay, if
If an archfey could get killed by a horse, it wasn't a good archfey.
yeah, no. That's what I
Oh, a
was
powerful
thinking.
horse.
I mean, a horse did take out Superman technically. Dark
I'm
joke,
sorry, what?
Sorry, bad joke. But that's how Christopher Reeves got paralyzed. The horse.
Oh, right.
Anyway,
Rest his soul, rest his soul.
so how you getting this horse?
I mean, honestly, just 5 gold's fine. It's only 5 gold.
75.
I'm sorry,
75.
what?
It's 75 gold pieces. That's what we said.
Oh.
It's
Oh,
not 5. It's not 5.
I
It's
guess
75.
I guess it cut out on my end.
Yeah, 75.
And now suddenly that's too much.
I mean, a pony.
You know what?
Only 30.
5? Yeah, I'm like 5. No big deal. Whatever.
75 too much.
Okay, yeah. I took it out of my gold. All right. I got my goal is though, I want to get one with I want a white horse with like a tan mane. You know, nothing crazy here.
You can easily find, like, amidst any of the, like, horse tamers of Volta, you can easily find the horse of your description and purchase it for 75 gold.
Yeah.
Upon bringing it to the Wild Sun, he's just like, yes, a horse, great.
Yep. All right. So we good?
What?
Is our deal? Is my part of the bargain good now?
I mean, you brought me a horse.
Yeah.
Is it a horse I can ride?
Do you want to try to ride it? How big's this dude?
He's like 4 feet tall.
I should have got the mini one, shouldn't I?
Pony is 30 gold.
He's just like, let me pop back real quick.
Me.
So he goes up to the horse, and he looks at his eyes, and he's just like, no. I'll need a new horse.
I'm gonna lose it. Okay. Can you give me like a little more help? Like what are you looking for?
I want a horse I can ride and can fly.
I fucking knew it. I was going to ask you if I should get a Pegasus. I knew it.
No, I don't want Pegasus. Too many feathers.
You want a horse that can fly, but you don't want a Pegasus.
Aye.
I just want to quickly say, this is the best part of the entire night.
Why?
There are many ways to solve this conundrum.
Is there a magical item or something I can?
Solve his flying horse riddle.
I mean, I do believe there is such a thing as horseshoes of the Zephyr. But let me double check that.
Is there any flying horses in the Feywilds? I'm gonna roll animal handling and find some.
Let's see, here we go. Horseshoes of the
Step
Zephyr.
1, kill Avok.
Yes. So, with Horseshoes of a Zephyr, yes, you can pin them to a horse's feet and it can levitate off the ground.
Okay, that says levitate. He wants flying though.
I mean, if you want to get a flying horse, like I said, you could. I mean, there's a Fae, literally, who this is kind of his whole job.
Yeah. I'm gonna go to that guy or chick.
So you arrive at the abode of the Lord of Horses.
Yup.
And this man in brilliant gleaming armor with feathers springing off it approaches you and just goes, "So you have come to repay your debt."
How do I answer this? Yes. However, I am also looking for a flying horse if you have any.
I have many Pegasus.
No. It's gotta be a flying horse that doesn't have wings. This is a very specific thing I've been asked about.
I can acquire a magical steed that can fly without
That'll be great.
wings, yes.
That'll be great. You are the Lord of Horses, so that'd be great.
If the beast bonds with you amidst the soul of a harvest moon, then I shall grant you the audience of this majestic creature for the humble price of 300 gold pieces.
Okay, whatever. Yeah, that's fine.
He just nods and he's like, "But first to the task I require of you."
Yep. Which is?
As you know, long ago, you did me a great disservice, and so a disservice must be repaid with service. I ask only that you clean my stables, and the debt shall be absolved.
What's the catch? Are they man-eating horses? Do they breathe fire?
Some do. Not all.
Yeah, okay. How do you want me to clean them? Is there a specific way?
If you're asking if diverting a river through these stables would be the effective way to clean them, while people have done that in the past, it is not really appreciated. So if you could just clean them with a reasonable amount of water, or just a shovel.
Look, I'll talk to them, and I'll see if they, try not to eat me or, burn me alive. We'll see.
He just nods. Yeah,
Okay.
so roll me that animal handling check. I will say, if you use the spell Speak with Animals, you can get advantage.
Okay, fuck, what is my modifier on that again? Maybe really nice if I could use my passive version of it. That'd be nice. Just bark, 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 neigh, neigh, woof. The fact that made you laugh, I'm actually disappointed.
I enjoy humor of all shades and varieties.
Well, it's like it gives me a passive on my my character sheet. Why do I need a passive on my animal handling?
The passive is how animals receive you naturally.
Okay. Anyway.
So like if you go into a stables and you're like trying to find a horse, you can roll an animal handling check to like pick the horse that would be best for you, or naturally, you can find the horse that gravitates to you based on your passive animal handling.
All right. Well, that's a 16. So, all right. Hey, guys. I'd prefer if you didn't, murder me, but I'm trying to make your living situation better. So
yeah, a majority of the horses leave you alone. There is like 3 that you've got some issue with.
Listen, guys, if you don't follow along, I will make your life a hell.
One of them, I was gonna say, so one of them is a Pegasus, one of them is a Nightmare, and one of them is just a really, really opinionated Clydesdale.
Look, guys, please, I'm just trying to do my job.
I mean, they let you do your job, but like it is like difficult. I will say like with the with the Pegasus, like
Pegasus.
with the Pegasus, you're like going through its stalls and like probably like when you least expected it, like kicks out at you. And it's not like trying to actively like harm you. It's just doing it to get a like to basically be like, haha. The Nightmare is more difficult. That's just because like it's very territorial. So when you're like going in there and then you're like, hey, I will make your life a living hell. It just kind of like gives you a look like, bring it, bitch. I am hell. But you
fight this horse. I swear to God, I'll fight this horse.
But you are able to get through and clean its stables just like no problem. I assume that like Rando just like after the first few times of trying to get in there just gives up and just like lights the fucking like thing on fire and then just puts the fire out.
Can I just cast Precedent Vegetation on it? Just fuck you.
It snorts flames at you.
I'm gonna turn to water if he keeps this shit up, I swear.
And then the Clydesdale, as you're like
I'll
cleaning its stable, it just won't shut up.
Like, in what way?
In that it is an actual talking horse.
Okay.
It's just like, oh, you're going to, you're using that shovel? They usually bring the, stainless steel. You know, the square one with the wide mouth for
I swear.
maximum square foot coverage.
One of my items is looking really nice right now, and I'm not talking about the scimitar, I'm talking about my fucking rope.
And then as you're like going through and like washing it down, he's like, that is spring water, right? You're not just using like creek water or river water or lake water or pond water or...
Do you want me to use me water? It's a lot healthier.
By me water, are you referring to blood, sweat, piss?
You'll know if you accept.
Spit, tears, magic.
Anyway, how are you doing?
I'll be better when this stall is cleaned.
Yep, I get that. Anyway, you have a good day.
Thank you very much. Is this all natural hay, or...?
I am leaving once I'm done. Just random be like, I have dealt with animals all my life. I swear to God, I will eat horse meat.
Arriving back at the Lord of Horses, after finishing your task, He's just
And
like,
paying the 300 fucking gold, or is he kidding about that? I still don't know.
he was not. So very much like he brings you to a meadow, under the twilight of the harvest moon, and as you enter this meadow, you see that there are many horses that are flying, but they are like doing like flying dressage through the sky. And he looks at you and he goes, "Now you will sing to the horses."
Oh fuck.
And he like leads you out to the middle of the meadow, and he expects you to make either a performance or an animal handling check, as you are expected to perform song and dance for these horses.
Well, you know, for the shits of it, we're going with performance, and I don't have anything on that one, so it's whatever I roll.
Cool.
Go, Zach. Go, Zach. Make this funny.
Woo! Oh, that's a 16.
Woo!
There are many horses that come to your call as you serenade and dance for the horses.
I'll be honest, if you gave me lyrics, I was gonna sing for you.
I had nothing.
Okay.
Unless you want to sing the My Little Pony theme song.
I actually don't know what it is.
And
I don't want to know. I
That's
don't
okay.
want to know.
That's okay. Anyway. Yeah, so you have your pick of a few different horses. One speaks to you the most, and you grab them. And then the Lord of Horses is waiting at the edge of the meadow with his hand extended for a payment of 300 gold.
Yeah, here you go. Have a good one.
He just nods and vanishes in a cloud of feathers.
All right, I'm gonna get on this horse, and we're gonna go flying.
Cool. It is the most majestic, like, it's the fucking scene from the Never-Ending Story. It's the most majestic fucking thing you've ever
Why
had.
did I know you were gonna say that?
Because you're expecting me to talk about a scene about flying on the back of an animal and not talk about Falcor the Luck Dragon?
Okay.
How dare you?
He's right. You should have expected Falcor, the Luck Dragon.
The fact that he didn't, like, plan that part, you know, is kind of a little more, like, surprising.
Yeah, and you arrive back at the Wild Sun. Zach rode a horse like Falcor the Luck Dragon from the Never-Ending Story.
Damn it, I missed that! Ah.
God, I love that we all know what the Never-Ending Story is. Fucking amazing. Oh, I need to rewatch those movies. I hope they're on Disney+.
Oh, yeah, there's more than one. I actually forgot
No, there's only one.
Yeah.
There's
Okay,
only two.
There's one, and then there's only the Jack Black scenes from 3.
But I'll take
Fair
it.
enough.
You know what? That's fair.
You know,
Criteria, but
he's
all
in a
fair.
very different movie than anyone else in that film.
He really is.
Wrong.
Anyway, so you arrive back at the the Wild Sun with flying horse in tow, and he looks it over and he goes, "Ah, good, you brought a horse.
Yep.
And it flies.
Yep. Exactly as you wanted.
Can I ride it, though?"
Yes. I'm gonna look at my horse, my new horse. Look at him. He is the captain now.
It looks at
Back
the
in-
Wild Sun, and the Wild Sun is just like, and then the horse like takes
I
two
swear to fuck.
takes 2 steps forward and like headbutts him. And he's just like, "Oh, what the." Fire in the horse, I see. Well, that's acceptable.
Oh god. Okay. Okay.
And he's like, I also would have accepted launching a horse from the catapult, but you know.
Suggested that.
That was an actual solution. When I saw that in the chat, I had to be very quiet because that was an actual solution. Was just getting a horse and shooting it out of a catapult with him on the back of it.
Anyway,
He's called the Wild
I'm
Sun
a-
for a reason.
I'll you heard me. I was like, "No, I have to get another one now."
Yeah. No, you're good.
Okay, I'm gonna get on the other horse. This is my horse now.
The other riding horse is like totally chill with you, and he's actually pretty happy. As you now have a majestic white horse with a kind of like an off-white, kind of like beige mane.
Fuck yeah. And back to base.
And he waves and he's like, my dad will go ahead and send over the agreements for your commander, so all the debts are paid and everything will be returned. The Dawn Court is with you. Blah blah blah. Get out.
Thank you.
Thank you. Fuck you.
Finally.
Fuck this place.
Yeah, that's not really how I feel.
I mean, honestly, it's fair.
I have a horse now. I'm gonna give it to Avok.
He is like,
Maybe.
it's like Avok. Listen, this is my riding horse. Oh wow, what's he called? Avok.
Avok, yes.
So now we have a dog. Now we have a dog, an orc, and a horse named Avok. This won't get confusing.
That's
Well,
actually what I was gonna name him.
Hell yes. Avok's just like a
No,
single
I think you're having
tear.
issues letting go of the past.
This is Avok the Third.
I accept this. This is my legacy.
That is fair. Rita has called the dog either Avok or Junior.
This is Avok's legacy that he leaves behind post-campaign. Just a bunch of farm animals.
Yes.
I mean, listen, if
This is my horse.
Avok wants to retire and raise horses and just spend his quiet years in bliss away from everything, that is acceptable.
I have an idea for Avok's epilogue. I should mention it to you, Walker. I'll send you a message about it later.
Cool deal.
Next campaign, we come across a farm full of various types of animals, but they're all named Avok.
It's just the Avok farm.
Avok Farms.
Welcome to Cork Farms.
It's just it's like Avok Farms. God, I hope he does.
Remember back when Eclipse was an issue? Avok Farms remembers.
My
But Avok
God.
Farms ain't gonna keep it to Avok Farms free of charge.
Avok Farms just making bread. That's.
You know, he could be.
My God.
He's gonna get all this bread.
Okay, so that was
On that note,
that. Okay, so I know what we're doing last for Yuza. Is there anything else that Tala or Avok wanted to do?
I had two things I was thinking about for Talo.
Yeah,
One
go ahead.
would be a vacation because she's never really taken one. Just go off, relax, or maybe go back and visit her home. She hasn't been there in about 3 years.
Mhm.
Visit the mother and all that.
I mean, you could make visiting home your vacation, or you could go back home, grab your mom, and go on vacation before your next mission if you wanted to do that.
Yearion has a great lake for skipping rocks.
Yeah, I guess we'll go. Just stop back in and visit for a little bit, probably.
Sure thing. Yeah, you stop back by the. Well, I didn't sign up for Christmas music. So we're gonna go ahead and.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell.
We're just gonna head to generic fantasy tavern music. That's just where we're going. Yeah, you head back to the monastery that is the Order of the Rose Knights. And having become kind of an accomplished adventurer in your own right within the last, I guess, yeah, two years. Since you did stay a while in the Platinum City and make a name for yourself before joining up with the Inquisition.
Yep.
Yeah, returning home, not much has changed. Definitely a lot of the people are shocked to see you come home. Just because the last time you were here, you were, if I remember correctly, Tala doesn't necessarily have a rocky relationship with the Order. It's just more like, hey, we could be doing more, and they're like, no, we're good, and you're like, well, I'm gonna be doing more.
Yeah, she was kind of viewed as being a bit too uptight as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because, the whole place is about free love and all that. And she's just like, yeah, that's not really my bag, yo.
Yeah,
So she was, they're like, hey, you need to go get some world experience. And then she ran away. So technically she did what she was ordered.
yeah, technically. And it did
She
work
just
out for you for the most part.
only died twice.
When was the first time?
At the start of the time loop.
Oh, yeah. I did kill you once. Crazy. Yeah, so arriving back, not much has necessarily changed. A lot has really stayed the same. One second, I can't even tell if the... Okay, yeah, the music is playing. I couldn't hear it. Not much has changed. A lot has stayed the same. Everyone's going about their work. There are people, of course, like training in the training fields. It for the most part, the Rose Knights here do provide like some degree of security service. It's just more. It's not like an active military or militia. More like I guess like a private security company would be the best way I guess I could describe what they do. As the church takes on donations in exchange for sending their people to go like do work and protect things, and they do have more or less like stated a typical pact of non-aggression. Like they're not going to go out and actively try and be aggressors as a means of change. They typically rely on their diplomacy, wordcraft, as well as the ability to dissuade violent situations. But they do have martial training as like a last resort in case it does come down to it. And so a lot of them are kind of like shocked to see you come back from your walkabout, as after hearing of your new allegiance to the Silver Dawn, they weren't sure if you would be returning. And so almost immediately, like a lot of people do kind of like a lot of the younger people in the community do like flock to you and are immediately like, tell us about your adventures, like tell us about the Silver Dawn Exhibition, like what's it like out there, like is the Platinum City really cool? How's Merrick Gilder? Like, oh my gosh, what's going on with like everyone in the, like, oh, is Cullen Gilder cool? Like, and it's just like a flood of questions.
She's a little overwhelmed.
Immediately, like the abbot's like, disperse, give her space. Tala, welcome back.
Hello, sir.
I see you've been busy with your walkabout.
Trying to. Yeah, just trying to, find my way in things and all that.
And have you arrived at a satisfactory answer?
Honestly, not really. I'm still searching, I guess.
I see. Well, you always have a home here if you ever wish to return. And life... life may not always have an answer for everything, but that is part of the grand scheme, I guess, is finding the answers we aren't looking for, and some of the answers we seek just will remain a mystery till the end. You just have to decide what hunts are worth pursuing and which are better abandoned.
Yeah, kind of learning that the hard way lately, it seems. The world's not quite as black and white as I expected, I guess.
I see. Would you like to sit with me in the meditation garden and talk about this, or...
Sure, that actually might be nice. I probably should try and commune with soon as well. It's been a
Of
been a
course.
bit.
And before you do go, please make sure you check in with your mother. She does worry.
Yes, of course.
And he leads you over to like a small like meditation garden full of like roses and soft gravel, and sits down on like a marble bench and offers you a spot to sit. What seems to be on your mind?
I've noticed, honestly, I've gotten a lot angrier and more violent the last few months. I did things I not exactly proud of in our last mission. And it's been worrying me. I mean, it was necessary to succeed. It eventually helped save people, but it wasn't something I expected to do. Actually, there were a lot of things I didn't expect to do, including die several times. But I got to meet the Raven Queen. There was that.
For the most part, the abbot seems to have like a serene look on his face. Like obviously when you are like, talking about like things you've had to do and stuff for the mission, like his face gets a little troubled, like, more out of concern for you and your well-being and like your spiritual self. But then like when you talk about like died multiple times, like obviously like there is just like a look of shock on it, like raised eyebrows, just like like fucking excuse me, what? Then when you're like met the Raven Queen, he's like, okay, just, and he calms back down for a second. He's just like, okay, cool. It's meeting other gods, interesting. That might explain all the dying. And it's just like, so you are troubled by the lengths you have gone to attain success in your mission, and I take it as one who has spent their life under the tenets of justice and protecting the innocent to fall in battle must feel tantamount to failure and weakness.
Honestly, that part didn't. Everything I did, I do believe, was in service of justice. It was something that was necessary to save countless lives. And I was fine giving mine in battle. It just hurt to see everyone else fall multiple times. I'm fine, going out in a fight. That's, me doing that may save one other person. But I don't know, it's just very weird experiencing and seeing that. And I don't know, I think that's one of the reasons I got more aggressive was my weakness at the beginning got several people killed.
An often misconception I find is that failure is equivocal to weakness. Failure is not weakness, it is an opportunity for growth. And while it seems that your experience, because I am not going to discount what you have gone through, seems to have been a bitter pill, it seems that given the circumstances and the fact that you and the others, I'm assuming you and your allies have all walked away from this physically unscathed, yes?
Yeah, yes, in the long run, yes.
However, in the moment when these deaths occurred, it must have been very difficult to feel powerless in the situation and unable to protect and save those you've sworn to defend.
Right.
This is a hard truth of life, is that oftentimes there are things that are outside of our control and powers that we cannot predict or prevent. That is not to say that it is not still unfair or harmful to us, but it is in these moments of pain that we can learn and grow and protect more people in the future. With many younger people, I find the hardest lesson is that you must allow yourself to care, but you cannot allow death to be a debilitating anchor. All bonds you form in life are going to be profound in their own way, and one day those bonds will end. But to let yourself be defined by that grief is what will lead you down a much darker path. If that makes sense.
Did he just basically give her like a less dickish version of the Yoda Anakin scene?
I don't know. Because it's been a while since I've seen that movie.
Same. That's same. I just kind of got little vibes from it.
The general gist is that he understands that for Tala this was a very hard experience, and that he understands that they are going through a lot right now. He is just cautioning against like weighing on these feelings of powerlessness and grief and despair, and instead looking at them as lessons to grow from, and just kind of cautioning in the future that death is kind of a part of life, and that, you know, no matter what lengths one goes to protect others, eventually, like, death is something that will claim everyone.
Right. I appreciate your counsel and wisdom. It's still not an easy pill to swallow, as they say.
Life is full of such bittersweet moments, but the reason we flock to Soon is that beauty has meaning in many things. Most people associate a goddess of love and beauty with base things, physical desires, and the status of the material. But as they say, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and there's beauty in many things in life, in the relationships we form, the knowledge we gain, the moments we share, and there is more than one type of love. Not all love must be romantic, after all. Soon is in many ways a god of life and light, of the joys and sorrows, and of the journeys we all must tread. All gods are like this. Many see the divisions of the pantheon as each god filling a role or a slot, but if you look hard enough, you can find the overlaps in many of them.
Right. And I'm just a little worried about, I guess, just losing my way on some of this.
I've often found the easiest way to make sure that you remain on the path you set for yourself is not just in holding yourselves to values and tenets that you believe in, holding yourself to what is true and just and right, but by having others who can hold you accountable, or even to put you on the right path if you can't find it yourself. It's always okay to ask for help and to seek guidance from others when you feel lost.
I suppose I shall have to keep that in mind.
By that same token, you yourself can oftentimes find yourself back on the right path as you guide others. Helping one another is often the easiest way to heal oneself.
Maybe.
Are there any other questions or concerns you have for me?
No. No, sir. Thank you for your time. I think I might just rest a little bit.
Yes, that would be good. Didn't want to keep you too long. After all, I know that you came here for your own peace of mind as well as seeking out those you love. I wouldn't want to waylay you.
Right. Thank you, sir. If you don't mind, I might just relax. I mean, meditate here for a while.
Of course.
Enjoy the peace.
And he stands up and leaves you to your meditation.
If it's alright, Tala's gonna try and reach out to Soon.
Yeah, sure
Partially
thing.
to make sure things are still copacetic since she's been making deals with other deities and all that stuff.
Yeah, of course.
Anything I should roll or do?
So one thing I've kind of done recently is so you can just go ahead and roll a d20 and add if you're proficient with like religion, you can add your proficiency, and then instead of using intelligence for religion, you can use either wisdom or charisma, whichever is higher. Just because like for communing with a god, I feel like it's kind of asinine that intelligence would be the stat for that. I could see it being the stat for recalling information on certain religions, but for communing or praying with a god, I think that whatever your spellcasting stat should be would be suitable.
So for her, it'd be charisma then?
Yeah.
Proficiency bonus. It's 5, 6, 11. 16.
Okay, 16. Yeah, you're able to establish a link. What would you like to say?
Basically, just say that she is thankful for Soon's continued guessing and guidance, and that kind of conveying what happened with the Raven Queen and all that, and also to see if she's on the right path or not.
So when it comes to asking, or like letting her know, like thanking her for like the blessing and guidance, you notice that the roses in the garden smell a bit sweeter, as kind of a way of thanking you for your prayers. And then one other thing is that as you ask her, like, relay everything that happened, like with the Raven Queen's domain, and ask if you're on the right path. You feel a sense of uncertainty. Less as if the god themselves is uncertain, but more as if it's your own uncertainty being magnified. But then you feel the presence of two gods you've encountered before. You feel the warm presence of Soon providing you with her light and guidance, and then additionally you can feel kind of the cool presence of the Raven Queen, offering her thanks and wisdom. And it seems as though their guidance to you in this moment is that you are on the right path, and there is one final bit of information that they offer to you, which is thus as one who seeks to turn the tide against darkness and stand as a beacon of what is good and true, one must not only speak for the nature of righteousness, but listen to those around them who would decry neutrality or caution. One must tread the line between value and peace. As you continue your journey, you will learn that there are many sides to one conflict, and many voices that will speak to you as you will speak for them.
She thanks both of them.
They offer you a small blessing in the form of a raven that flies down and plucks the sweetest rose in the garden and just plops it right there on your lap.
Ala takes the rose.
All right.
Is it just a rose, or is there some sort of like?
It's not a magic rose. No,
Okay.
I should have been more clear. It is just like a really
It's an
nice rose.
exploding rose.
It's a very nice rose.
Yeah, just double check. I was like, because I'm adding it to like to her personal. I'm trying to like wait. I need to double check, make sure is a rose or yeah. didn't expect, like to turn into like a Keyblade or anything like that. I was just, wait, probably should double check, make sure this is a normal rose first.
Yeah, no, it's just a normal rose.
Turns into a
Keyblade!
roasted Holy Avenger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe when Tala completes her task for a Holy Avenger, maybe it'll be like rose themed. I don't know. It's fuck. It could be cool. God, now I have to make it cool. You put too much pressure on me.
He just turns into Divine Rose from Kingdom Hearts.
Ah.
Hell yeah. Anything else Tala would like to do?
Like I said, just go visit her mother. That can be kind of kept private though. Just one of those like, "Hey mom, I'm home," kind of things.
Yeah. I. I would say that your mom definitely is like interested in catching up. I feel like it's less more like the conversation you had with the abbot, and more like just checking in with you, just like, have you eaten enough, catch me up on what's happened, like what's going on with you, like blah blah blah. Like she like talks about like a few like gossipy things about like what's been going on at like the monastery, like, oh, brother Dorkins, got into the communion rose wine again, and we had to cut him off, and Julie and Lucinda finally got their child. It was great. Just stuff like that. But yeah, she's more interested in what you've been up to.
Tala spares her some of the gorier details this go around.
Gotcha. She's just like, my, it seems like you've had a lot of adventures, and you met up with all your siblings. That must have been something?
Oh. Not quite as evil as expected, but
Good. Always good.
concerning still sometimes.
Of
I'll
course.
have to introduce you to Rando one day. He's interesting. In a good way.
Sounds like it. And you said you've met another sibling of yours that's also a paladin of the ancients?
Yes, he is a dragonborn. I have never been I was very concerned when I met him a little bit. Apparently, he's been guarding one thing for like a century.
Wow.
Waiting on our father to return. Yeah.
It's a good thing he's never going to die of old age, because he'll be there a while.
Yeah, that was, also, didn't know about the old age thing. Good to know.
Yes, it's not common for all members of the Oath of Ancients, but those that are the most devout and practiced have the ability to withstand the passage of time. There have been
Right.
multiple accounts of this, actually.
Yeah, I think I may have left before they got to that part of my training.
It's alright. It's not something that can be taught. It's something that has to be earned.
Right.
But it seems like things have been interesting for you outside of... Seems like your walkabout's been good compared to things how they were here.
I do miss the quiet beauty of this place, though. I didn't really realize it until I had that period where I was just kind of living on the streets of Platinum City for a while.
It's always how it is. You never realize what you miss until you aren't around it anymore. But
Very true.
there's always new things to learn and love.
You've been good?
Oh, yes, of course. I've been having a good time keeping up with everything. Always concerned about you, but anytime that I get good news or I hear of your adventures, I am very excited about it. Oh, she goes over to like her bookshelf and she pulls out like a scrapbook, and like in the earlier pages there's like little baby Tala, but she flips to like the more recent pages, which are like clippings of like news articles on like your vigilante work in like the Platinum City, on your sign up with the Silver Dawn, like as well as like and it's like everything. Like it's not just like the big name stuff, it's like small things too, like oh, Silver Dawn on patrol, like, and it shows like a picture of you from like doing like a marching drills on like in and around like the Salt Cliff coast. And it's just like every single snippet of information she could get that is about like Tala and her progress is in here.
Aw, just proud.
Why wouldn't she be?
I can't believe you kept all these. It's... I didn't even know about most of the stuff being recorded, in all honesty.
You'd be surprised at the progression of the news cycle here in Volta. It's gotten a lot different since you last left. They've been inventing new things, like this thing called a camera. Takes portraits, but with a smaller, compact device.
It's probably just a fad. These things never catch on.
And I hear it takes like months for the film, they call it, to be developed, so I doubt it will be here longer than a few weeks. I give it a year tops.
Right. But, yeah.
Thank God Red wasn't here to hear all that.
Yeah. But, yeah, I guess that's kind of all Tala's going to do. She's probably just going to take the scenic route back to the Silver Dawn after visiting. Probably stay here a few days and kind of road trip back, I guess.
I gotcha.
Get a tan, maybe.
So, with that, I was about to ask if there was anything Red born. Oh, Red's back. Hey, Red.
Hey.
Is there anything that you want to do?
I think Avok handled his, like, the other thing that on the list I sent you was contact my contacts within the eyes and just go and get the item I was considering for the chasm.
Mm-hmm. So that's all you want to do?
That's the only thing that really jumps to mind at the moment. I can just assuming that I've delivered the message to Merrick that I wanted to give off screen. That doesn't need to be role played.
Okay. Then in that case, I don't expect this combat to take too long, just because the plan is literally just jump them and run them. So I will still pop the initiative tracker up for this, but yeah,
Simple but efficient.
this is going to probably, like, because this is literally, hold on, where's my favorite GIF?
The JoJo's.
Well, I do have that one, but I've also got one more. Let me scroll down to the bottom of my GIFs, because I'm assuming that's where I keep it. Here we go. My favorite.
Oh, okay, yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah.
Fail.
Just I'm assuming that's what it's about to happen. So yeah, as the end of your time draws near, and
I can
everyone,
hear well in this image.
as everyone begins getting ready for the clan wars, Yuza puts the call out about their plan to put it into motion. A plan to
Inquisitors!
uh,
Assemble.
yeah, a plan to fake their death using the illusion amulet and getting the illusion principle in on the gig to kind of confirm everything, as well as just putting the call out basically to the other principals that, like, hey, Yuza got bodied, in order to jump them. And you were doing this in Kilkai's tower, correct?
Yes.
So I'm using the Yearion map, but this will be Kilkai's tower. Which room do you want to try and run this in?
I would have made it my own. I would have made a room specifically for this.
Okay, perfect. The room is ready. And everyone shows up and assumes their positions and their roles.
Yes, Yuza, like Avok tells the party when she's gonna fake her death.
Yeah, Yuza's doing one thing that they didn't do. Trusting. And also communicating, I guess. So
I mean, at the time it was Alpha. We didn't know Alpha for like 2 weeks.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys didn't know Alpha for 2 weeks. He was like my best bud.
So on that note,
And yet he's still out there.
you all
Alpha disappeared and no one noticed.
No. Zach looked in the mirror and found where he was. He's
Yeah, we know where he is now.
Yeah.
Yeah, dead.
Hasn't gone there.
I thought that was Avok that did that.
Someone.
No, and
Someone found out that Alpha's dead.
Look, he's dead. That's all that matters. We
it
know
was
he's dead.
Avok. Yeah, it doesn't matter who asked.
But Chilled is out there, and so is Alpha's heart still, because he never found it.
Never.
Oh, don't worry, Avok wants to get all the eyes and choose just to resolve that plot line.
You'll be pleasantly surprised. Anyway, so
Malcolm.
it's Malcolm. The plan goes off without a hitch, and within a short period of time, a principal shows up. I would say that I will put him on the map. You all will
Fuck him up.
not know who this is, but yeah, you all. It is time. I need everyone to roll initiative.
Come on and slam, and welcome to the jam.
Fuck!
As I will say that you all 100% like are jumping him. I would say though that the second you all begin to jump. By the way, is Aluria like in this? Like he's like helping you fight, or just so I can add initiative if he is.
Can we get Ari to help?
I mean, if you want to launch a dragon.
We'd have to get
Wait,
all
we
y'all
have a
count
dragon though. But we have a dragon.
Wow, Merrick, low initiative
But
this
this
time.
is not in Yearion. This is in Kokai's city.
Yeah.
Yeah, but doesn't Red still have the new good boy? Or did he give that to you?
That was Storm, and
Alright, Storm.
yes.
Yeah, I gave Yuza the scroll.
Yeah.
No, as soon as I said it, I'm like, wait a minute.
There was also a dragon naked here.
I mean, both twins currently have fucked throats, so it's.
Nah, we're all in the same boat here.
By the way, what's Yuza's initiative?
Right.
Yeah.
Cool deal. And again, did you want the illusion principle in this fight or no?
Sure. Like, can't
You better be
exactly
really
back-
good at his
can't-
job, otherwise you
can't
better start
exactly
pretending to be dead.
backtrack.
I mean, who knows? He might get around in there. So yeah, I already know that Gallus has a higher dexterity score than the principal, so that's about to get run. Who has a higher dex, Tala or Yuza? I guess it doesn't matter because you all
Probably
are
Tala.
allies.
I have a 15.
Hawk, what's your dex?
Didn't realize I was muted. 16.
So yeah, Tala. All right, so this is the initiative order.
Nice.
He appears in the room and approaches, has a very brief conversation with the illusion principal, which is Yuza in disguise.
But technically, there's 2 Samuels here.
Hey, this
Yeah,
dude's
just one
bad
of
at his
them's
job.
invisible.
I was
And
gonna
hold on,
sorry.
I'm getting there. As everyone basically like prepares to like basically just like absolutely run the fate on this man. This is the reason I had y'all roll initiative. As you all begin to get ready to like run the fate on him, a bell on his robes begins ringing furiously, and he like looks around the room, and readies himself for a fight, but is like trying to make sense of like why this item is warning him. Until he decides to cast we'll say detect magic.
Guess the whole fucking room is.
And realizes what's happening in this room and looks at Samuel Yuza, and I think then readies themselves for a fight. So now, yes, Avok, you're the first one up.
Evok will run up.
By the way, is everyone invisible for this? Like, remind me of the plan.
The plan never specified that everyone was invisible. So I
Evok was
imagine
planning on
that-
being invisible. Like, he was going to burn a slot for that. I was planning on just being in, like, a flying wall.
We'll just... I could say that the illusion principle, like, could have cast invisibility over all of y'all, yeah. If that was
That
the
would
plan.
have been.
Evok will run up and punch him and attempt a stunning strike.
Cool. Roll to hit.
Because I'm invisible, is that with advantage, or does his detect magic negate that?
It is not an advantage. It is just a flat roll.
Okay. That's going to be a 23.
Yeah, that'll hit.
And I will spend a key point for a stunning strike.
Con save.
Wait,
Yep.
hold on, Walker. Before you roll that, I should probably roll my portents.
DC is 17.
That would probably be helpful. And additionally, I did do some looking in. Portents need to be declared before the outcome.
I know.
Okay.
I've been trying to do that.
No, I got you. I jumped the gun, so now that's why I'm gonna be taking a more patient approach to combat.
A second.
Okay. Well, one of those is a 4, so we rolled a 4.
Okay, so he rolled a 4. So, yeah, I guess he'll burn a legendary resistance.
Rude. I punch him again.
Okay,
24.
that
I
hits.
don't even remember.
Another stunning strike.
Legendary resistance.
Motherfucker.
We are about to fight a mage. No. And I have a gif, I have a picture I want to post.
What is the DC on that?
17.
He just rolled a 17. So
Oh,
15
look-
plus 2 exactly.
Woo! Would you look at that? Half your blows.
Motherfucker.
No, it's like we're not fighting the illusion principle. The illusion principle is fighting with us.
You're just like, I'm not gonna give this man a chance to breathe.
21
Oh,
and a natural. Is that 7? No, it's a natural one. So the second of the flurry blows misses, but I get 21 on the third attack.
That hits. I'm assuming another key point for stunning strike.
Yes.
Okay. That's a natural 20.
Oh, damn it!
So he is
I
not
jumped that
stunned.
gun.
He is not stunned, but you roll your damage.
Oh yeah, that's right. Damage. Fuck. Can we see for the nat 1? I just gently grab him by the shoulders and just go, "Why?"
Oh man, I just realized something I regret now, and that's
What's
that he
that?
has the shield spell, and I could have used it.
Oh.
Oh well, next turn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In order, it's 10, 11, 10.
I guess all of them walk off first.
Yeah, so in total, that's 31 points of damage.
Yeah, he
Bludgeoning,
is,
in case that matters.
it does not.
Okay.
He is not happy with that.
For the nat 1, he just taps him on the shoulders, goes, "Buddy, why?"
He is so angry.
Understandable.
Understandable. Have a good day. Cool.
And
So,
Evok just takes one step to the side, just like, "Alright, who's up next?"
cool.
We're literally just that scene on the plane where everyone walking up with weapons.
It is his turn. So he reaches into his pouch and pulls out a chunk of adamantine.
That sounds
And you
good,
watch
danger, yeah.
arcane energy crackle through it and continue to channel through it. And he is going to cast Invulnerability.
I'm gonna cast Counterspell.
Okay. I'm going to need you to roll for it.
Yeah, no, Evok's
That's
not
like
that.
like a 8th or 9th level spell. Oh, hi, my guy.
I'm hoping. Ooh, what do I add to this?
Hey,
My-
hey,
It's just
hey,
your
Red,
it's just your
Red.
spell modifier.
What if you just rolled a 12?
That would bring it up to a 15.
That is not high enough.
No, it's not. That slot's burned.
And so is that 40.
All right. No one else got counterspell. No one else going to try anything.
Let's not have counterspell.
Sorry. I was muted again.
Should've
I
prepared counterspell,
have
but
it.
it's like, I don't know why you didn't.
Don't have counterspell. Is that 3
you?
The third
What
level.
level is that?
It's a third level
Third
spell.
level?
Should be.
Third level.
Yeah.
I don't. I guess no. Sorry, I thought I did for some reason. I don't. I think I might be thinking of Damon.
Yeah,
Damon has it and Trappet has it too.
Don't have
Yeah.
a
I have the spell, but
Yeah, we're going to need
Yeah.
the spell on standby.
Yeah. So that's his turn as he's going to cast Invulnerability on himself.
Oh,
Well, that changes my action.
I spent 3 key points and a third level spell on you? Rude.
So Merrick, you're up.
Guy.
I want to stay hidden when I do this, so he can't see me and counterspell me. As I spend a second level spell for silence.
Okay.
I want to drop it right on top of him and Avok.
Okay.
So you want to make sure you don't hit any of our casters.
Yeah.
That works.
And for Merrick's bonus action, fuck it, I'm just going to turn to a wolf. And I'm just going to saunter up to him in the melee, waiting for Rando to do Rando.
Cool deal. Yep, that is that. Now it's the Illusion Principal's turn. He is. Let's see. Well, I think Yeah, so Yuza gave him the full spell of like the layout of what's going on. So he's had time to do some prep work. You know what? Let's see what a high-level illusion wizard wants to do, or has prepped in advance.
Illusory Dragon?
Well, I'm trying to decide, because he's had some time, because if you'd told him about this plan, he would have had time to prepare, which means that he can use Mirage Arcane to... or sorry, Illusory Reality. Okay.
What kind of organic or like living things?
Illusory Reality. You learn to use weaving shadow magic into your illusions, giving them semi-reality. When you cast an illusion spell at first level or higher, you can choose one inanimate, non-magical object that is part of the illusion and make that object real. You can do this on your turn as a bonus action.
Create an anvil in the air and Wile E. Coyote.
I mean, he could. Yeah, I think what he's gonna do is, cast, Major Image, in the form of an Iron Maiden. And he's not gonna close it just yet. But he's trapped the other principal in it, and once that invulnerability drops, he's going to collapse that very quickly. So he seems to be readying his action to squish. Tala, you're up.
Alrighty.
It's just specified the goal was not murder.
What'd say, Vex?
Oh.
It's just specified the goal wasn't immediate murder. I mean, Samuel's here staying with us. Therefore, not all principals deserve instant death. This at least willing to give this guy a chance.
Gonna cast.
We can negotiate with him on your turn.
Gonna cast.
we can negotiate him on our terms.
Guys,
That's too
Compel duel. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, gonna do compelled duel on him.
Okay. What's the save on that again? I forget.
Wisdom.
Wisdom? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
He is actually not good with that.
Cool.
interesting.
He's got good dex and con, and he's got good intelligence, but wisdom isn't charisma. Maybe he's not the strongest at. What's the DC?
18.
Cool. So he failed that.
Cool. Cool.
So now you basically just told a wizard 1v1 me?
Yes.
Yes.
Hell just walks up like Bane. Come on, bro. Come at me, bro.
Most of this dude's a blade selling, this dude's fucked.
He's not. He's not.
Oh no. How's he gonna do this?
He just looks at Talon. He's like, he's got a staff in his hand. He just looks at his staff and looks at Talon. He's like, he can't fight it. He's gotta attack on his turn.
Disintegrate.
Oh my god! Don't worry, I'll make this better. I will make this so much better.
Please.
So
Y'all know what I'm doing on my turn, so.
the Bat Dad.
Yeah. So, also going with this, so he is invincible right now?
Yeah, he's got invulnerability on him. Which is a 9th level spell, which makes him immune to all damage until the spell ends.
That's not good. In that case, sorry, checking one more thing I might have.
By the way, its concentration lasts for 10 minutes.
Yeah, figured. I have nothing that can get rid of that, can't do I?
Not unless you have Dispel Magic, and even then you gotta roll for it.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be able to. So Compelled Duel, he can still use magic on me, can he?
Let me check the wording of that, actually, because it might be that he has to do melee. Here we
As I
go.
understand, they just have to fight the
Yeah.
targets.
Yeah, so in that case, for my actual action,
So yeah, he has disadvantage on attack rolls against you. So that means that, I would say disadvantage on attack rolls against any other creature other than you.
Thank you.
yep.
Has to make
What
a
about
wisdom saving throw each time it attempts to move 30 feet away from you. And if he, let's see if.
Yeah, I think he can just do whatever it normally wants.
Yes. The spell, it says the spell ends if you attack another creature or cast a hostile spell on another creature. There are none. However, if a creature friendly to you damages the target or casts a harmful spell on it, or you move 30 feet away from the target, the spell ends. So the second one of your allies hits him with an attack, an attack or a harmful spell.
So would
It
that be
would-
like? So would Dispel Magic count as that?
I would not say Dispel Magic would, because it is not a
Okay.
direct attack.
Okay.
So I'd say the
and
spell wouldn't trigger.
Since I can't damage him, I'm gonna try and grapple him
That'll work.
and just hold him above the ground. Keep his attention on me, so everybody can do whatever they need to do.
Yep, he's gonna fail that.
This is going so bad.
So as you lift him off the ground in this Iron Maiden,
Yeah. All right, guys, I got him.
I like how we
What do I
found
do
the
with
one.
No one
Like-
heard that. No one heard that because she was in silence.
Oh,
I like how
Yeah.
we found the one mage that's decent at con saves and crap at wisdom.
I love how
Yeah,
you
if
just,
I knew that, I would have used hold person.
I like that you just lifted him off the ground and you just start like shouting proclamations in the silence, and everyone's just like, "We can't hear you." I'm sure it was cool though.
You all just look at Tal's like, what's Tal trying to say? Not realizing that he's in silence.
I like the idea.
Maybe it's
I
just
like the
face
idea of
palming.
like Avok looking at Talon going like, "What?" and Tal looking at Avok going like, "What?" And they're just both like yelling back at each other.
Merrick is like between the two of them, just like a foot back, just like with his hand and facing his hand, like, oh my god.
we're not
Avok,
good at wisdom, okay?
Avok, you have the spell.
Oh yeah. What?
Uh,
This seems familiar.
Merrick starts arguing too, forgetting he's in the silence.
So Yuza, it's your turn.
I just.
It's great.
I can't wait for Rando's turn.
Okay.
You're
Yeah.
gonna accidentally kill him. I know it.
I might!
So I mean,
Weird
like,
honey, though.
Yuza, it's your turn. So
Yeah.
you can negotiate or kill. I will say this: he is
I
in
can't negotiate
silence.
while he's in silence.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fine. The
Oops.
plan was incapacitate him, restrain him, confine him, take away his magic, and then talk to him. We're not stupid. So I am going to haste Avok.
Oh, cool.
All right, Avok is hasted.
I'm gonna stun the fuck out of you eventually.
Actually,
Oh,
I'm going to twin spell that.
Okay, who else you hasting?
Let's Tala.
Tala.
Between Tala and Merrick, but let's do Tala.
Tala and Avok immediately hasted as they argue with each other, so their arguing just
What?
becomes faster.
What?
And I will fly myself out of the silence.
Also, like, never mind. Don't worry about it.
Luckily, like they did specify that you weren't in the silence when it was set up, so you're all good on that one. But yeah, if you want to fly away from the radius, that's fine. Rando, you're up.
Alright, I cast 6th level Dispel Magic.
Need you to roll for it.
Yep. Okay, what do I
It's
need
a
again?
D20 plus your wisdom.
Okay, that... Fuck, what was that? 18?
Unfortunately, that does not succeed.
Damn it! That was an 18!
Yeah, but that's a 9th level spell.
Yeah, I know it's a 19. Well, fuck. There goes my 6.
You can always cast a spell magic again on your next turn.
I guess I'm just gonna twiddle my thumbs.
Meanwhile, Talos over here like, wait, there's spell slots higher than 4th?
Just imagine if you if you had casted haste on me, I'd have been able to cast twice.
That's
Not
not how the
that
spell works.
Okay.
Specifically mentions the actions
Yep.
you can take.
I'd pop him.
So on that note, I guess it's Avok's turn as this guy's hoisted above the ground.
Okay, Avok is going to just go as he tries to find where the silence ends, so he can cast Dispel Magic.
Knowing the effects of the spell and the radius of it, you can easily find a point outside of it, and yes, you can cast Dispel Magic.
Okay, here we go.
I like to think this is Tala on her next turn.
Can I just drop it as a free action?
No, well, you can, but
No.
But then, like, literally the mage's turn comes up next.
Oh fuck yeah!
Then the mage can talk again.
also I'm trying. I can just end him. Oh shit! That's 18 plus 3.
21? Yeah, that'll do it. The spell ends on him.
My upstairs neighbors probably fucking hate me right now.
So that was your part of your movement and your action, but you're hasted, so you have more movement and an action and a bonus action.
I want to punch him.
No.
It just runs right up. Just haymakers him.
And then he does Superman punch. Do I have advantage because Tal's grappling?
Technically speaking, no. But just because we are strapped for time, and the idea is to just, like, beat the fuck out this man, I will allow it.
That's a 26 to hit.
That hits.
Stunning strike.
Okay.
God, that dice is gone forever.
He's
That's
gonna burn a legendary resistance to negate that.
6 points of damage. Bonus action.
What's this right now?
Flurry of blows.
Okay.
That's a 22.
That hits.
And a 17 to hit.
That doesn't hit.
Okay, so stunning strike again. With 8 points of damage.
Okay. He succeeds on his save, but that's 8 points of damage, he said, and then what's the other damage you did?
I think it was... I know I rolled kind of low on that. I think it was 6. I rolled a 1 on the dice.
So he's not looking good, but he is currently, like, grappled in silence, with no way of casting
I got something for him.
spells that require verbal components. Is shield just somatic, or is it a verbal
I
component?
think it's just somatic.
Shield is verbal, so he can't even use that to defend himself.
I'll just look at this guy like syndrome, like, you dense motherfucker. Fail your save.
Scrolling through the wizard list, there are so many spells that actually do require just verbal components. He is just literally incapacitated for the most part right now. Like, all of the first level wizard spells require some degree of verbal component, except for Illusory Script, Ice Knife, and Catapult. Oh, and
Go
Absorb
ahead.
Elements. Everything else is
Catapult
verbal.
us, motherfucker.
He's just getting fucked.
As long if as Talos holding him, he gets catapulted.
Oh my god, like, yeah, I'm actually scrolling through the wizard list. Like, most spells for wizards require verbal components. This is not great.
That's why Soul Spell is such a good option for sorcerers. Soul Spell doesn't require, eliminates verbal, right?
Yeah,
that-
it eliminates
yeah,
verbal.
It eliminates all components.
Ah, okay.
Like, it's specifically good for getting around silence.
Yeah, you do still, like, if you do have material components that like spells that require a material component gold cost, like, it does ask for that. But if you have an arcane focus, you can negate any other material components with subtle spell. That's why I gave James an arcane focus, because that is nasty.
Ooh.
Cool. Anything else?
That was my movement, my action for the spell, bonus action, and then haste.
Cool.
Yeah.
On
I'm
his
good.
turn, he's going to try and break out of Tala's grapple. I can only see
Good
this ending
luck.
poorly for him.
What do I need to roll?
Athletics. Never mind.
Oh. That's her worst stat.
Can he burn a
though.
legendary resistance for an athletics check?
Up to you, man. You're the DM.
No.
Legendary resistance. He doesn't have legendary checks.
What'd he
Yeah,
roll?
it's legendary resistance, not legendary checks. He rolled
What'd he
a
roll?
6 + 1 for 7.
Tala, can you beat that?
Barely.
I think you could use your acrobatics to get out.
Legit,
Let's
Tala
get the
can
guy
roll a
the
nat.
best- let's get the guy the
Tala
best
can roll a
chance.
nat 1 and still beat that.
Technically, yeah, you can, as someone trying to escape the grapple, you can choose acrobatics, but I don't know if it's going to help.
what
Considering
to get
that
the
considering
deck
that he is being lifted off the ground, oh man, I could have done acrobatics technically, huh? Well,
So just what's the difference between his dex and his strength?
3. He doesn't have proficiency in acrobatics.
You fool.
He's not a flip wizard, all right.
He has to be a parkour wizard.
What's that roll, by the way, Tala?
Oh, Tala had a 26.
Yeah, okay.
So just
Even
fail.
if he'd used acrobatics, he would have like attempted to like kick flip off of Tala's chest, and, like dislocated his arm. I'm not gonna actually do that, but yeah, he has no. You know what? He's gonna try and cast a spell that only has somatic components.
Oh, would kill.
He's kind of no, he doesn't. He's used his 9th level spell slot.
I'm joking around, don't worry.
Can I find any that? Well, there's one.
I think we missed this guy.
Prestidigitation.
I'm surprised that illusion is the one that has the most somatic components, honestly.
Yeah.
Which he doesn't have a lot of illusion spells. Oh my god.
Curious how we missed this guy.
I can answer that question for you once you defeat him.
He's been hiding in Avok's attic.
Yeah, he literally has no spells he can cast. Fucking shit. Merrick, yeah.
So, I want to ask if you are familiar with the historically accurate technique called the murder stroke.
No.
It's a longsword technique where the swordsman grabs the sword by the blade and uses the guard and pommel as a hammer. I'm wondering if I could use that to try to knock him out.
I have recently discovered that any melee attack launched against an opponent can be declared non-lethal regardless of the damage. So
Okay.
any melee attack, and this includes spell attacks as well, by the way, I did find that out. Any melee
I think
attack...
that's stupid. I think that's
Can-
stupid. If I hit someone with a scorching ray, they're burning alive.
Well, yeah, that's a ranged spell attack. If it's a melee spell attack, that's different. If you're using
Like shocking blast.
spiritual weapon,
Oh.
or vampire touch, or inflict wounds.
That was also stupid.
Listen, if you don't have necrotic taser at the ready, what are you doing with your life?
That's
I have
true.
access to necrotic taser.
Looking over at Merrick the cleric.
So, Merrick the cleric, taking his sword and goes, I'm casting knockout, and I hit him with the pommel of my sword.
He hears none of your zippy one-liner as he's still in silence.
Merrick thinks in his own mind, yeah, Merrick, you're so cool.
Merrick's like, I dropped silence just to say a cool one-liner, and the guy's like immediately uses his reaction.
So, with my incredible one-liner and my plus 15 to hit, Wait, I'm a wolf right now, so yeah, that's still just a 15. Fuck. That's going to be a 19 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Oh,
Just
fuck.
a plus
Some mage.
15.
Hello.
Just plus 15.
I forgot that I got the huge boost.
It's a casual plus 15.
That is
Wait,
going to be...
I think your natural ones hit me.
That's going to be 17 points of damage. Wait, no, that's going to be plus dueling. 19 points.
Okay. He's still up.
Sees this.
He's
Hell
bloody
sees
now,
this
by the
go,
way.
So cool.
Tala hears a one-liner in her head.
Yeah. It
Completely
sounded super
different.
cool.
Tala cast detect thoughts to hear Merrick's one-liner.
It is time Avok revealed the truth. He is not a half-orc. He is Kalishtar.
So, I'm going to use my bonus action real fast to imbue Light of the Dawn on this next attack.
Okay.
Natural 19 to hit.
Yep.
So, that's 11 points of bludgeoning and 4 points of radiance. And because my sword has a light, I'm going to use Brand of Castigation. So, 3 points of psychic.
So 18 points total.
Yeah. And
He
if he
is-
happens to escape, I'll know the general vicinity of where he fled.
He is still standing. Anything else you want to do?
No, fuck it. Ring of Action Surge.
Okay.
Bye.
It's been nice knowing you, boss.
Don't count him out yet. Natural 1.
That's like a 16 to hit? No.
Yeah, no.
That doesn't hit. Despite all of the odds in Merrick's favor.
What? 25 to hit.
Yeah, that
Question,
hits.
since Otto's holding him, does he have like...
I didn't move into flanking.
No, I mean, I'm physically holding him, he can't go anywhere. Would he have disadvantage? Or would Merrick have advantage in it?
No, we
Okay.
well, I
We
guess
really covered this
I did say that, like, I allowed it for
Yeah.
one hit, but I didn't.
I only did it for one hit. I also I
Okay,
thought it
maybe-
was just a one-time thing.
It's fine. Don't worry.
May have missed it.
Nah, it's fine, dude. Don't worry about
I
it.
think we
So...
This guy's literally just, like, probably about to get fucking shit rocked, so he's fine.
This guy's in the middle of writing his will.
Dear
So,
Dad,
20
you don't
Who's
get any of
going
my
at the
stuff.
beginning of the movie?
25 points of damage total.
Fuck.
Yep, he's not looking great.
And I believe that's all of my actions with the Ring of Action Surge. Just 2 attacks.
Gotcha.
And my bonus is to invoke Crimson Knights.
Did you move?
I did not.
Did you want to...
Oh, yeah. I always forget about that rule. That's an offhand attack or another melee
It's just
attack?
another melee attack. Because you're just not moving.
Come on, move. Give the guy one chance.
No! It's almost 1 o'clock. 20... Like, that's a natural 19 plus 15. So
Yeah, he's
that's
fine.
like...
That's like 34 points of... or to hit, yeah.
Okay, so that is 6 plus 16, 19 points of damage. No, wait, 21 points of damage.
How would you like to do this?
I just go. Merrick gives us long heroic rant, not realizing he's in his own fucking silence, and then bops him.
He goes unconscious and limp in Tala's arms.
Yeah.
Hala's not letting him go, she just squeezes tighter to make sure.
Samuel looks at, like, Yuza, and he's like, so are we killing him, or...
What do you know about this one?
Just that he's the head of our navy. He's kind of an arrogant cunt, and oh right, he's one of the bastards responsible for the sinking of a few Vulcan ships, their navy.
Remember right? You said that the Navy one was the abjuration one.
Yeah. Which is why I got really sad when I looked at all these abjuration spells and they're all verbal components, and I'm just like, come on. I can't do anything. Just,
he can't get his ward.
just literally getting the shit kicked out of him. The guy with the impregnable defense just gets absolutely shut down in 2 seconds.
Bodied.
He's like,
This is... I do want to point out, this is like the most effective plan we ever executed.
I like the idea that like Merrick drops the silence and everyone can literally just hear Yuza in this, and the illusion prince will just be like, well, yeah, I mean, like we could just fucking kill him.
I did have the spell magic. Sorry.
I mean, just as a heads up, Yuza, like he is like the Grand Admiral of the like Cragseat Navy. We could just, you know, command structure.
I mean, I kind of agree with this.
Is there information we need on the... that he may be able to provide?
Does anybody have detect thoughts?
I mean, if you all want to interrogate him, that's your prerogative. I'm just saying, like, you know, killing is also a quick solution, because it was under my understanding that your objective here was just to collect the necklaces and acquire towers and wizards, so...
I mean, Yuza, would this guy know anything about Hogalion?
Probably not.
I mean, if we kill him, I could just, you know, speak with dead.
Also, he's kind of unconscious right now. It's not like we kill him in combat. It'd just be, you know, murder.
An execution. Yes. If you all are uncomfortable with that, I do have the Iron Maiden ready to go. Like, I can handle it myself. No blood on your hands.
What if we just detect thoughts, read his mind, and then we murder, and then you know, get
Can I offer a solution, an idea that might be interesting?
So I just left my zone of my silence. What I miss?
What if we hand him over to Yearion as a prisoner, and your people can try him, execute him, whatever you want?
I mean,
because I know, like, Tyler, you do have a point. Killing a unconscious man after being defeated is kind of poor sport.
So I just, for those that are
really
interested,
just leave that option to me. Really
We
just
could
leave the ruling to me.
silence him permanently without killing him.
guys, we could just cut out his tongue. I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah, that.
For some reason, I find that worse than death.
For a wizard, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, he's an illusion college professor. He could just change majors.
I'm the illusion. Wow, that fact.
Wait, I'm magic illiterate. Still, my
runs over and punches
Okay.
Sandio.
Me making that mistake is understandable, but you've been with this dude for a while.
No, I haven't. Have I?
No.
He's
like, listen, I get it. I only showed up during the Feywild, and y'all don't really know me, but you know, confusing. So after I literally just said that he's the abjuration principal, and then just saying that he's illusion. Yeah.
I was stuck in silence.
I thought you all dropped that. Whatever. I don't have time
Yeah,
for
I thought we
this.
did too already.
I'm just. It's late and I'm stupid.
You can interrogate him. You can try him. You can murder him. I don't really care, so long as Yuza upholds her end of the bargain in this.
Absolutely. I just a scroll with teleportation circle. I'll get you within my tower. My apprentices will be waiting there for you, and he'll escort you to you and your family to your new.
Excellent. And I believe you were looking for this, and he pulls out a journal, which you recognize as like the Journal of the Illusions Principles. And he's like, this has the cipher you're looking for. And he hands it over to you.
Thank you.
Don't know which one this will decode for you, but hope it helps. And this dick, and he just like walks over to the unconscious like abjuration principle and like kind of like punches him in the gut. And is like, has...
Lose the death save.
Yeah, he fails the death save. He's like, has one as well.
I'm sure.
Oh, by the way, and he takes the necklace off of him and just chucks it to you.
That's it. Right. I mean, you're free to go.
Cool. And he heads out.
If any of you have any actual genuine questions for him, and were afraid of his magic, we still want a zone of truth, I can always just throw up a field of anti-magic.
How will we
Yeah,
get the
that-
zone of
that'll-
truth?
Good point.
I mean, could I do Zone of Truth? Okay, I guess anti-magic would cancel it out eventually, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a permanent sphere of... Well, it's not permanent, but it's a basically concentrate on the radius. It's just completely anti-magic. Like, magic can touch it, but it will be canceled out within the radius.
Look, guys, I have a rope. We can just bind him up.
We could.
I mean, I'm okay holding him. I don't think he's going anywhere either. Also, I think this is a little humiliating for him.
Is there an actual benefit to having him? Or
We get answers.
He's a great mind. No questioning that. He's a principal.
alright.
I mean, for all we know, he may have ties with, or additional knowledge with Eclipse or one of these other things we're dealing with.
It's fine. There is a similar room like this back at my tower. Can interrogate him there. At least there he shouldn't be able to teleport out. Tries anything, well, know what happened here.
Alright. And with that, we'll go ahead and wrap tonight's session as y'all take him back to Yuza's tower. Fun times to be had.
Obviously, we
Okay.
get a level up from that intensive fight.
Wait, yeah, you said that was a boss.
Yeah, sure, of course.
Guys, do not taunt Walker. He'll make the next one even harder. It's Walker.
I know.
I could
Well, the
just
next
hear
one's
how
clearly
salty
going to be
he-
harder.
I could just
Walker,
hear how
where did
salty
we miss
he
this
was.
guy?
He was 100% like on the ships that Rando attacked. Like Rando could have 100% just like ended his life if he had sank the ships.
Oh.
Or you could have
Good job,
landed, or
Rando.
you could have landed on deck and fought him. Like they were 100.
Wait, was this the guy that dispelled my fucking call
This is the
lightning?
guy who dispelled a lot of your spells. Yeah.
That motherfucker!
You could have flown up and it's turned into a whale.
No, that's it.
It's
Randall's
what
cutting off his
shit.
hands.
Oh yeah, no. If it's not his hands, it's stuck. Losing one.
Did we loot his body before we left him?
We have time. We have time.
Yeah, you have time.
Next time.
Now Walker has to. Now Walker has to write out a whole new tower.
All right. Well, thank you all for tuning in to this wonderful session. As always, the real stars of my show are the players in no particular order. We have the Hawker Bridge playing Talasoon,
Hello.
Storm Stage 13 playing Merrick Gilder,
I am slightly sick.
Zodiac Second
Bless you.
19 playing Random Mishorm,
He's losing something, I swear.
Red Beast 13 playing Gallus Morgulus / Ava Korik / whatever his new alias is.
John Goodman.
And
Yes, hi.
Vexitol 24 playing Yuza Peric.
I mean, he lost his freedom.
All right, and we hope you enjoyed and have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.